And we are live. Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast, episode 69, by the way. Thanks for tuning in tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. We're coming to you live from Santa Barbara, California, every Sunday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I'm your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's somewhere back there. Bit shy. Okay, a few quick announcements before the show begins. This podcast is viewer supported, heavy YouTube demonetization, so we make nearly nothing from ad revenue. So please consider donating through Streamlabs instead of super chatting as YouTube. Eric, pull it up. Instead of super chatting. Yeah, there is. It's the Streamlabs tab. Did you close it out? Bro, you're scuffing this. Hello? Oh my God.
It's so over.
Fucking. Bro, what? It was literally just working. How did you?
I did not do anything. I didn't touch it.
Oh my God, bro.
I think we should just keep rolling.
Okay, Eric, go to the window tab. Go all the way down, scroll down to display. Yeah. Okay, there it is. All right, hold on. How did that happen? Scuffed. Okay, in any case, please consider donating through Streamlabs instead of super chatting, as YouTube takes a 30% cut. So if you super chat 100, YouTube takes 30. If you donate 100, Streamlabs only takes 3. Donations and super chats $5 and up will be displayed in stream overlay. All super chats $50 and up will be read. And yeah, so if you just go there, you click on super chat, you can scroll all the way. You guys show the one, Eric. Show the one. There you go. Yeah. In case someone wants to donate the $1. And then, yeah, all super chats $100 and up will be read. Scuffed as usual. That's my bad. Yeah, we have to boost it. We want a smooth show today, so TTS is going to be 200 and up. Super chats, donations 100 and up, whether that's through super chats or whether that's through Streamlabs, will be read. Please see the description for full details. And like I said, TTS triggers only through Streamlabs now. If there are any updates, we'll announce it on stream if we need to boost the TTS. If it's interrupting too much, we will probably boost the TTS to a higher trigger threshold. Other triggers, guys, we have air horn, fireworks, muted microphone, and making me put on a World War I uniform, so check that out. Please keep the super chats, donations, TTS respectful. Playful roasting is okay, but if you go too far with it, we reserve the right not to show or read it. Guys, we also have channel memberships. To become a channel member, hit that join button. You get a cool badge next to your name in chat. We have 6 different tiers of support. Tier 1 is just $5 a month. You can also gift memberships. 50 gifted for a fit check. We're also live on Twitch right now. Do me a favor, guys, pull up another tab. Go to twitch.tv/whatever mods. If you can just spam it in the chat a couple times. Drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can link into your Twitch. It's a quick, free, easy way every single month to support the show. It takes 2 minutes to set up if you have Amazon Prime. So we have, thank you for all the follows there, guys. Nikki, thank you for the Prime. Music, thank you for the Prime. Crochet, Mia Tai, thank you for the Prime. Eros, thank you for the Prime. Arabic Rhythm, thank you for the Prime. Eager Beaver, thank you for the follow. Jay Lowy, thank you for the follow. Swin Sticks, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Okay, also have merch. Go to shop.whatever.com. Yep, look at those. Those are fantastic. Okay, follow us on Instagram @whatever. Any girls who want to be on the show, DM @whatever on Instagram. Also, I have an Instagram too, if you want to check that out, BD_Atlas. Should I grow the beard back, yes or no? Okay. If you guys can't catch the full shows, we have a clips channel. Link for that is in the description. Go subscribe. By the way, you see that one with the pink hair, the Whatever podcast clips. Guys, get us to 100K on that channel so we get another YouTube plaque. The link is in the description for that channel. It's youtube.com/nevermind. Mods, if you can just spam HTTP, all that shit, youtube.com/nevermind. Get us to 100K. Without further ado, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, and occupation. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Kiko. I'm 23. I go to UCSB, and I also bartend.
I'm Allie, better known for Al Weezy. I'm 23 years old from Arizona, and I'm your certified bad bitch.
You're, huh?
a certified baddie.
Talking to the mic.
Yeah, talking to the mic, just so they can hear you.
Say your occupation one more time for
Just
us.
so they.
My occupation is a certified bad bitch.
What was your
Very
age? What was your age again?
Very much baddie vibes. I'm 23 years old.
Okay, and Kiko 23, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 23. And certified bad bitch or boss?
Very much baddie vibes.
Baddie-
like
what-
full-time baddie. No breaks.
What?
It's
So
very much full-time.
what does that mean? Can you explain that?
It's just a lifestyle. Like I mean, if you get it, you get it. The rules are there. I mean, I feel like every woman can be a certified baddie. It's just the mindset, and it's a full-time job.
But if you had, if there was a dictionary and you were hired by Webster's to define certified bad bitch, is that what it is?
Yes.
What would be the dictionary definition of a certified bad bitch?
I would have to say, I mean, if just like toning it down completely, just a woman who's confident in herself, does whatever she wants for herself, nobody else, just women, whatever, men, whatever, anybody can be a certified bad bitch. I think it's just the level of confidence, and it's the mindset for sure.
Is that the occupation you list on your taxes?
Oh, for sure. Are you kidding?
Nice.
Very much that. Very much the vibes.
Okay, good times. What about you?
My name's also Allie. I'm 19, and I'm a student at Santa Barbara City College.
Are you also a certified bad bitch?
I try to be, yeah.
My name's Madison. I'm 18. I'm a student at SBCC, and I'm studying econ and accounting.
I'm Billy Ray. I'm 25, and I make men's dating advice content.
My name is Deborah. I'm 23, and I make conservative content.
My name is Samuel. I'm a biochemist full-time, but I'm also full-time jiu-jitsu artist. Catch me live on UFC Fight Pass this Saturday, competing to win gold.
How old are you, Sam?
Oh, I'm 27.
My name's Chase, 28 years old, professional photographer and brand consultant. What up, fam? Good to see you guys here.
Okay, rock and roll. Everyone's Instagrams are in the description. So we're going to go around the table once more. What is your current relationship status? Are you single? Do you got friends with benefits? Are you in the talking stage, situationship, relationship? And also, in addition to that, your longest relationship. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in a very committed relationship with my boyfriend right now, and my longest relationship was like 2.5 years.
I'm very much as single as they come, and my longest, I guess no real relationship yet, but my longest talking phases have to be almost a year, I'd have to say.
Longest talking phase.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a boyfriend?
No. Like officially, no.
Okay, but you have had like a
Long-term.
concurrent period of time, like you said, a 1 year period of time where you did have
very much like a year-long talking stage. But no
year-long
boyfriend.
talking stage.
Yeah.
What is talking stage? So what is that? If anyone else wants to chime in, what is a talking stage?
Hell.
It's like a question of loyalty, honestly. Like, you're just wondering at that point if you're in the talking stage.
Yeah, what did that mean for you?
They couldn't have explained it any better. It's literally hell. Like,
Purgatory.
It tests your loyalty, absolutely.
Wait, it what?
Like, tests the loyalty.
For you? Or
No,
for
like
the guy?
in general. Like, for both parties, I guess.
Did you want commitment, but he wasn't willing to give it?
Basically was what it was. Yeah. They
Okay.
couldn't have said it any better.
I feel like the talking stage is like when you add something to your cart on a website and there's like only one left, but it's reserved because it's in your cart, but you don't actually buy it.
It's a pretty
That's
good
kind
metaphor.
of what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm currently in a relationship. This is also my first relationship.
How long have you been in seeing this guy?
We just started dating on the 5th, actually, so it's pretty fresh, but I've been talking to him for about 6 months, or I've known him for about 6 months.
Were you guys friends for the first 5 months? Kind of.
Kind
Or
of.
was it the talking stage for
It
the
was a talk-
5
it was
months?
a talk. Yeah, I would say it was a talking stage, yeah.
For 5 months, and now you guys have been dating for 1 month.
Yes.
Who brought the topic to wanting it to become something more serious? Was it you? Was it him? Was it kind of mutual?
I think it was kind of mutual.
Straight into the mic.
It was more of, if I would say, the timing, sort of.
Timing?
But I think it was just a mutual thing.
What do you mean timing?
I don't think he originally wanted to start dating necessarily. In college, he didn't see it in his future, but we just both kind of started liking each other, so it got, I don't know, changed up.
So, sure. Question, during the 5-month talking stage, were you like dating other guys too?
No.
Just him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was he seeing other girls?
No.
You sure about that?
You kind of smiled a little bit when...
No.
You're not sure about that?
Here, try to
I
be
would
straight into the
say,
mic if you can.
Possibly in the beginning,
Mm.
but not towards the end. Or
Okay.
Isn't that kind of what the talking stage is? It's like you meet someone and you guys are still dating, and like you both know that you're seeing other people, but no one's willing to commit yet, right? And like that lasts for as long until that person either finds someone that they really like while they're dating other people, or they kind of just fall back on whoever they're talking to at that time.
It's like the modern version of dating, like how we're supposed to go on dates and get to know somebody, but no one's going on really dates anymore. They just start hooking up. So just imagine how adults would say like, oh, we started dating, going on dates.
And you guys are okay with that?
I'm not.
You're not? Allie, are you okay? Or were you okay with that in the beginning, or was it a struggle?
in the beginning it was okay, but we both talked to each other about it, and we were like exclusive with each other for a couple months, so before we started dating.
How soon did you know that you wanted to like date him exclusively?
I would say probably like the second month in.
Would you say it took him a little bit longer to come to the same conclusion?
I would say it was pretty mutual, but just again with the timing, I don't know, honestly.
That's okay.
It just ended up working out, so, and I'm very happy, so.
Sweet.
Oh, sorry, one thing. Can I have you scoot your microphone closer to,
Here?
yeah, scoot it this way a little bit?
Yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead.
I'm still very taken, and my longest relationship has been 10 months.
Is that your current one?
No.
Okay. Still very taken. Are you still very much going to marry your current boyfriend?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Does he feel the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am in a relationship. He's watching this.
Okay.
I love you. And the longest relationship I was in was about 4-ish years.
Oh, so I wasn't laughing at you. Okay, cool. What about you?
He's definitely watching this too, so we're gonna be nice and say situationship, but I am basically single right now, I guess.
Wait. Hold on.
Can
you explain that?
She's giving him more credit than he
This will
deserves.
catalyze a fun conversation.
Yeah. Let's say we met, things were great, and then I just didn't see it going in the direction that I wanted it to, so I ended things, and then I was at my friend's wedding, and I was like, oh, what's the harm in just texting him? And then we've hung out a few times, no hooking up, just truly hanging out, and things are going well now, so we're gonna see, but I also don't believe in being exclusive unless you're actually dating. I think that's just a way to trap people.
Huh? Wait. You don't believe in being exclusive?
I know, I believe in being exclusive. I'm very for monogamy, but I think it's like a modern day thing. Like, we're exclusive, but we're not dating. Like, that's just such a scam for people who don't want to actually fully send a relationship.
Wait, but I thought you said you don't believe in being exclusive unless you're dating.
Yeah, like people will be exclusive, talking to each other. They're not going to hook up with other people, but it's like, that's not my boyfriend. That's not my girlfriend. I think that's a scam.
That's so weird. Who does that?
That's the
A lot of
talking stage.
people.
That's so weird.
It's part of the talking stage, yeah.
But so what you're saying is when you are in the talking stage or you're in a situationship, you're not exclusive with the person you're in a talking stage
Until you're
with.
officially dating, I would say, like, you're allowed to go on other dates. I don't think you should have sex with other people, depending on how serious a relationship is. But going on other dates, yeah, if you're not dating somebody, if you don't have a boyfriend, nothing should stop you from finding that person.
Wait, do you
So
think that you should be able to have sex with other people when you're in that relationship?
No, of course not. I'm a very big fan
You
of
got- speak
monogamy.
into the mic, please.
But I also think the talking stage, different than the 1 year, I think that would be a situationship. I think the talking stage is like the first 3 months. And in those few months, it's kind of natural. If you don't want to go on other dates with other people, you're kind of seeing where it goes. But then once that time is up, if that just continues 9 months of being in the talking stage, you don't deserve to be exclusive with that person. Either commit or go find somebody else that you actually want to commit to.
Based.
Dude, who stays in
Thank
the
you.
talking stage for 9 months? That's crazy.
That's
Bitches.
the lie.
People
When
do.
people say men know, they know. If you are with the one,
She's right.
you
This
won't
is
want to
facts.
date
She's
anybody
right.
else. You won't be like, I need to keep my options open. You're gonna immediately want to commit to them.
This
I
is-
used to think the same way
this
until
is
I met my
facts.
boyfriend. Now I understand. Once you meet someone, you don't. What are you laughing at?
You're
Brian?
right.
Just not
What are you laughing at, bro?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I think Kiko's right, but the problem with dating these days is
laughing
that
at you either.
Talking about-
men don't want to give away that commitment too quickly because they're afraid that the woman is going to get turned off by that. So when a man finds someone that a girl that he really likes and really wants to pursue, I think a lot of guys know not to show like that they're really, really into her right away because it's going to scare her off.
My
And that's
boyfriend
how you
kinda
get
did that,
stuck.
so,
That's how you get stuck in this limbo
yeah.
on both
Ladies,
sides.
do you guys agree with that?
For
You
the
think
most
he's,
part,
you think he's
yeah.
right with that? Yeah.
I kind of get your point definitely
Spot on.
with that. Yeah.
I think that could be like just a modern day thing that people are very scared of, like intense relationships these days. That's why there's talking stages, all these things where you don't actually have to commit. But if you compare 1 year situationship to people who have been dating for 5 months, I don't think there's a big difference. You're hanging out all the time, you're going on dates, you're not really wanting to see other people. So I think that's just a product of our times that people are just scared of the real thing.
I would say so. Exclusivity and marriage, you run the risk of ending up with the wrong person and then hitched for life, and that's a scary thing for people. But also at the same time, I don't know, like I'm the kind of guy, like if I really like a girl and I know I could see myself spending the rest of my life with her, I know pretty quickly, And I don't know, my friends, they have a saying, especially when it comes to like relationships or like big career decisions. They say if it's not a fuck yes, then it's a no.
Yep.
I say if it's a maybe, then it's a hard no.
Right.
Yeah, especially when it comes to like marriage or like ending up with somebody long term. Like if it's like a maybe and you're like iffy about it, like it should be something where you're like yes,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Same thing when I buy clothes. I'm like, if I'm not obsessed with this when I try it on, I'm never gonna wear it at home.
I have that mindset with men, but not clothes yet. I need to get that mindset. Maybe it would save me some money.
What was the question again? The longest you've been in a relationship?
Relationship status.
Us.
Flame Life has gifted a ton of memberships.
Yo, Flan Life, thanks for the big 20 gifted memberships, man. Appreciate it.
I thought you were clapping.
What's the trigger for that, by the way? Anybody? Chat? Well, okay.
Relationship
current
status,
relationship
yeah.
status,
So
longest relationship.
I'm recently single, and my longest relationship was about 3.5 years.
Nice. Yeah, I'm currently single. Longest relationship was like 1.5 years.
Okay, and do you want to, for the new viewers who are tuning in, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're looking for, Chase?
Me personally?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, bro,
And what you're doing too.
in terms of finding that?
No,
Finding what I'm looking for?
in terms of the commitment that you've made, that you're waiting for something.
I am.
Why don't you tell us?
Yeah. I want to find my wife, bro.
Tell them how you're born again.
What are the requirements?
What are the requirements for a
Yeah.
wife? Well, she's got to love the Lord. She's got to be unvaccinated. She has to be politically conservative. I think if somebody truly loves the Lord, they will naturally be politically conservative. Has to be traditionally feminine. Are you shaking your head at that?
Keep going.
Let's get ready to rumble. Traditionally feminine. If a woman loves the Lord and she subscribes to biblical values, she will understand that it is the man's job to lead the family, provide for the family, and to lead the family under the headship of Christ. And it's the woman's job to submit to that man's headship in the family. So a woman that's cool with the idea of submission. Now, a lot of women have issues with the idea of submission, understandably so. What I would be bringing to the table in a scenario like marriage is actually being worthy of submitting to as a man, right? Earning her submission through good leadership. But yeah, dude, I'm looking for a wife, and I'm not like intensely looking. I recently went through an interesting relationship situation, and I'm kind of taking a break from looking for the time being.
His DMs are open though.
Yes.
DMs are open.
Yes, they are.
So do you want a virgin?
Ideally, absolutely.
Can she be a born again virgin?
That was my question.
I mean, I'm not like terribly opposed to it. Like I'm you could call me a born again virgin in the sense that I stopped having sex 3 years ago.
I mean, last time I was on with you, you called yourself a born again virgin.
I don't know if I used those words.
You said that you...
I think I simply said that I started saving myself a few years ago. I don't believe in the whole idea of like born again virginity.
Yeah,
like, I don't think
maybe someone else said it.
I don't think you can like reclaim your virginity.
Is it like
Thank
a
you.
complete deal breaker if she's not a virgin?
It's not a complete deal breaker, no. But like if she has a high body count, like, you know.
What's considered high?
I mean, if her
How
body
many
count,
do you have?
If her body count is higher.
Yeah.
12.
Chase, is that too much?
Including
it's
girls
too
and
much.
boys.
If Kiko became a born again virgin, do you think that there's
I think
a potential match
if
between
Kiko
you
and I
Kiko?
got married, one of us would not make it out of the marriage alive. Probably me.
I've never touched anyone in my life.
Not even your current boyfriend?
I mean, like in a harmful way. Like I've never gotten into a fight. I've never with a girl. I'm not a physical person.
You've never thrown like an axe at a boyfriend or anything like
Axe?
that? No, but
like a Tupperware or some shit.
Yeah, no. If her body count's higher than mine, which is 7, it's a deal breaker.
Well, technically, because you probably wouldn't count girls for me, right? So mine would be under 7 then.
You know,
I would count girls.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that
also
counts.
kind of a deal breaker for me.
If she's been with girls,
Yeah, totally.
that's a deal breaker for you?
Totally, dude.
Why is that?
Because I don't want the bisexual woman, bro. Sorry, Kiko.
I mean, do you think I was on a date chase anyways?
Are you bisexual, or was it just, you know?
I
I think we all know.
well, when I say my longest relationship was with a girl. When I say the 2, when I refer to the 2.5, but that was in high school. I have not dated or like been with a girl since high school. So would I call myself bisexual today? I don't know anymore.
Would you marry a woman?
That's the thing. That's why I can realize I probably wouldn't. No, that's why we ended. I don't see myself living that life.
When did you know that you were bisexual?
Always.
Like
Always?
when
So,
you're a
like
little girl?
when I was younger, like
You were attracted to women when you were younger?
Yeah, probably. I find them attractive, but I realize I don't plan. Yeah, I would not marry a girl or go past that.
Why
point.
wouldn't you marry a girl?
Because I mean, honestly, if I'm being for real, the main reason was because I'm not going to pay to have kids when I know I'm fertile myself. I rather not have to spend thousands of dollars to have a child, and I can sound pussy. It's easier. It's simply easier to live a heteronormative life.
You mentioned that you recently came back to the church. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, hallelujah. With recently coming back to the church, do you feel like that would...
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you feel like...
Misclick.
With recently coming back to the church, do you feel like that precludes you from having more relationships with women? Do you feel like there'd be a contradiction of your faith there?
No, because honestly, before how I just came back to the church right now, the last time that I was in Christianity was with my ex-girlfriend. We used to go to church every Sunday.
And none of your pastors or priests said anything
Our
about your
church
guys'
loved
race?
us. Really, really inspired us. They are true Christians that realize we're all sinners and no sin is greater than the other. So
They just don't follow the Bible?
they do follow the Bible, and they follow the Bible how the fact that they are not there to judge. We only, until that day comes, my pastor is not the one set out to judge me and my decisions. There's so many things in the Bible that is considered a sin. You can't just ostracize some people and say those sins are worse than the others. That's not how it works. All sins are equal.
That's not true.
It is true.
No, it's not.
And love thy neighbor, you know?
Scripturally speaking, yes, but loving thy neighbor does not mean approving of the evils that thy neighbor is doing, right? This is why Jesus, when he would speak to people, he would tell them, go and sin no more, right? He would love them, and he would give them mercy.
But he would still forgive me tomorrow. So,
What's happening?
It's Brian's incredibly elongated sound effects. Yeah, he would love them and he would give them mercy, but also at the same time, he would tell them, go and sin no more, right? And there is a hierarchy of sin. For example, there's the unforgivable sin, which is to blaspheme the Holy Spirit, right? There's a hierarchy of sin there. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think, I mean, I know that a church affirming same-sex relationships is not operating in accordance with what the word says.
there's many churches that do, and those are the
Okay,
churches
cool
I agree
story.
with.
So, Flan Life, I forgot to give you the air horn here, but thank you for for the 20 gifted men, and thank you for all our new members. Appreciate it. Okay, so first thing, I kind of scuffed. Well, that's fine. So first thing, first, what is a pick-me?
Tay.
Tay is a pick-me.
The one that sat right there,
Well,
yeah, that light skin girl.
sure.
Ultimate pick-me definition. If you look up on Webster, her face will pop up probably.
Sure. But what is what does that mean to be a pick-me?
A
You
woman
seek
that
for
seeks
attention.
validation. I'm called a pick-me.
Are you
every
a pick-me?
day.
Are you a pick-me?
I don't believe that I'm a pick-me now.
But they call you a pick-me.
I don't do things to attract male validation. I just
You and your
Attract
boyfriend.
it.
it's just
Yeah,
I
can
don't
see.
intentionally do things that are like males are gonna love me today.
Yeah, you got together with your boyfriend before you built this brand that's geared towards men, correct?
It's a complicated story. Do you want to hear the quick version?
Sure.
So we dated a couple years back, and I made a video making fun of his apartment, and it went viral. And then we broke up because he was moving, and I didn't see myself leaving New Jersey. And I continued with social media, and he doesn't have social media, so he didn't know. And then when we got back together about a year ago, he found out that I continued doing this and giving men's dating advice. And over the past year, he helped me build the brand, and he is, I always say, the brains behind my whole operation. He just started his own page. It's DM Dating.
Wait, so hold on. A male is the brains
I
behind
would
your
say
operation?
I would say he's I have to credit him with a lot of it. Yes, he helps with the
It's a man's
financial
world.
side. I mean, I need him for the financial side. I definitely write a lot of my own content, but we collaborate, we talk it over. I'm inspired by a lot of the things that he says, and a lot of it. I think, especially, I used to give a lot more dating advice. Now I think I scooted more towards relationships, and I learned a lot about
Oh, go ahead.
like dating, like as in like flirting tips, how
Okay.
to secure the date.
Right, I was gonna ask
Now
you what the
give
difference is,
More
but okay.
like healthy relationship, because I see it. I learned. You talked about submission. I think a lot of women view that word as an icky term, and once you,
What do you think about it?
I think it's great.
Why?
I've never felt more secure in my life, and
You feel like submitting to your boyfriend helps you feel that security?
yeah, it also makes me feel very feminine. I've never been so in touch with my femininity. I think I used to have to be. I think when you're on your own, it kind of makes you like an alpha female sometimes. Like, I don't need no man. But I think every woman needs a man.
Let's go.
Based.
Yeah.
So based.
Yes.
Why do you feel like submission helps you feel more feminine?
Because
You don't have to be the alpha female.
yeah, I don't have to be the one that's. I know that if my finances crashed tomorrow, the house is under control, everything's stable, he provides the stability, and I can fall into my feminine side. I can do more things that I enjoy rather than stress myself out and climb the corporate ladder. I can make dinner at night and provide the feminine touch to the household and focus on being a great mother instead of climbing the corporate ladder.
What do you guys think about the concept of submission?
I submit to my boyfriend, definitely.
Okay.
But I believe in submission. I like it. Like how, yes, you can be more intact with your feminine side, but I just appreciate how, even if he doesn't care, my opinion's still asked. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's his ultimate decision, it's still a conversation is the thing that I like, just so I'm aware of what's going on. And like, I believe with certain things, like finances, like, yeah, that might be more on their side. But like, if I'm staying at home with the kids, I might know a little bit better what might be better for them when it comes to like school time or things like that. So I would hope I have some type of say.
Completely agreed. I feel like I'm very submissive to my boyfriend as well.
Hold on, just some feedback. Both of you need to speak louder. Can you try to project
Louder?
your voices a bit?
Yeah.
So, okay, you're very submissive to your boyfriends.
Mhm.
What about you? Or do you wear the pants in the relationship? Or the blouse?
It's very fresh.
It's fresh?
It's a fresh
You guys have been seeing each
relationship.
other for like 6 months,
Are
right?
you saying that
No,
you guys are
they've
still
known each
figuring
other
out
for 6 months.
You're still figuring out your dynamic?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you wear the pants?
No,
The
no, I wouldn't
jeans?
say so, but
The slacks?
I think it's very equal.
It's equal.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
If I may interject, I think I have a strong personality. I just know that off the get-go, but I also really enjoy being feminine and girly and like being the girl in the relationship. And I think a lot of women like myself run into this issue where if a guy is weak, we could smell it on you from a mile away. And if you're going to be a weak man, we will dominate you, not intentionally, but in just like, this man's not doing anything, he's not leading me, like I have to step up and wear the pants. And that is the worst dynamic for relationships. It just creates so many issues.
It creates a lot of resentment.
Yes. And I think submission is fun for girls in the sense of like, I don't love making a bajillion decisions all the time. I want to have somebody that I can trust to lead me with a decision that's going to be the most beneficial for me, for him, for my relationship with God and my future children and everything of the sort. And then I could just focus on like, what new recipe do I want to try? Or like, what new hobby do I want to take on? Things that are, I think girls care more about those things than guys at large.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Do you find it challenging to be submissive towards most guys?
It depends on the personality, but like these beta males, like I would never let you lead me. Like, are you kidding? You can barely take care of yourself. But when it comes to an alpha male, like you can smell it on them. You're like, okay, yes, sir. And you know, it's pretty easy to submit to a man who knows how to be, like you were saying, worthy of submission. And a lot of these men call for women to submit to them and just listen to them without being anywhere near worthy.
Right.
And that's a big disconnect, I think, of people not being so icky with the term submissive. Like, if there's a great guy, you'd be happy to have him lead you. No one wants a crappy guy leading them.
That's why like people will say when they find out I'm in a relationship, they're like, oh, he must be such a beta, he must be a simp, da da da. And I'm like, if you use your brain at all and look at me and the woman I am, you really think I could be with somebody like that? No, it's not going to work out.
Well, I think
I'm going to step all over them.
I think the thing with women who are lean more masculine, no offense.
That's the
No
thing.
offense.
You guys on this podcast would say that, but then
But-
to other people, like, cause I have tattoos, things like that. It's,
No,
it's
just
about,
your demeanor
Yeah,
is
but
more
when
masculine.
do you know me outside of a podcast while I'm sit up here to debate? Do you want me
Sure,
to sit here
okay.
and quiet and not say anything? It's the point of what I'm on, is to prove my opinion and to speak my voice. Do you think this is how my conversations are with my boyfriend?
Well,
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, and I've said as much in previous appearances that obviously you've been invited onto a podcast where we are engaging in debate. So I suspect that how you or how someone else who's invited on this podcast conducts themselves is going to differ than how they are one-on-one in an intimate setting with a partner. However, I mean, you can get some degree of a read on somebody even in this sort of environment. And I mean, do you disagree that you're a bit more masculine? Not masculine in appearance, but just your demeanor.
No, not. But I mean, I could see that, but outside of this room, no, I don't think anyone would. No.
You don't think anybody would describe you as having masculine
If
energy
you,
outside of this room?
my actual friends that I speak to, not just on a basis of this, I don't think so. I'm honestly very, very submissive. Honestly, I have too much empathy for so many people to really be more masculine or anything, especially like teaching children. Like I knock off a lot of the feminine boxes except for the fact that I can use my own voice. But like me and my boyfriend are very differing opinions. Like you guys would probably agree on most things more than me and him would. But we don't sit up here and argue all day and night about it. He says his point and I just say, okay.
Do your values align?
Overall, yes.
Okay.
Wait, do you get into arguments with your have you ever had an argument with your boyfriend so far? Because like it's one thing.
No, he made me mad once. I think we've made each other mad once, but we never got into an
Only one time?
argument.
But
No,
because
it's kinda new
this is
still.
how I sometimes see this play out is a woman who it leans a bit more masculine. If things are good, then it's fine. But like if there's ever a disagreement or a fight, it's gonna be a little.
We disagree on a lot of
heated, like-
things. He's a lot. I just got back into Christianity. He's more conservative Christian, value based than I am. So we don't agree on a lot of things. Like a lot of things I say on this podcast, he'd be like, "You're so wrong when you said that," and I'd be like, "Hey," I'd be like, "Hey, bro," But like we agree to disagree, and we know how to respect each other's opinions. And I'm not gonna just sit there and force him to agree with me on something.
Well, do you consider yourself more liberal, right?
I would say I'm very in the middle.
Very in the middle?
I mean, maybe a little bit left, more liberal leaning, but I mean,
A
I'm
little
pro
bit?
Second Amendment. Like I
Let's go.
yeah, like I'm not saying, I think there needs to be more regulations on what's going on.
Uh-oh.
I think in some areas we do need, I don't even want to get into this. I have liberal opinions, I have conservative opinions, because in my opinion, based off of what I've read off the Bible, some things are more conservative and some things technically would be a little bit more liberal leaning. So that's what I'm trying to learn more off and base more of my opinions off of.
I feel like the word masculine is being used in place of the word like risque or aggressive, perhaps. I could definitely see that a little bit more. Like people have just sometimes more aggressive personalities. That's not necessarily a bad or a good thing. People being too weak can be a bad thing too. So I feel like that is a better way to describe what they're trying to say than necessarily masculine, because while I do believe like everyone can lean into like their more feminine side. Like I hate when a guy is super effeminate. I always say like he's too feminine for me, but I truly don't believe that like a woman could ever embody the masculine side, no matter how hard they tried. And that's why I'm very much against those ideas that like men and women can change themselves, because I think it's innate. And even the most whatever, any girl that wants to be try to be masculine or whatever, they're still a girl. They're still gonna not equal to a man in that sense of personality.
Like I might come off as super, like my biggest problem my last job as being a manager is I wasn't assertive enough. I would let people walk all over me. I wasn't putting my foot down with a lot of things. And that's what was the big issue. And if I had a masculine side to me, I don't think I would have had that problem.
Okay, let's go back to the pick me thing. Do you have any thoughts on what a pick me is?
I don't know. It's just like
into the mic.
If I'm being honest, like a pick me is, I mean, 9 times out of 10 a girl. Who's basically
can a guy be a pick me?
I mean, we've seen it.
Maybe if he's like
Ew,
an ultra simp.
For sure.
No, it's
honestly,
the male
feminist. It comes
simp.
down to like the beta, or the guys who don't have like that, you know, just
the oomph.
The BDE to him is the word. Like
the what?
BDE.
Oh.
The manliness. I always say a manly man.
Hold on.
It's like the guys who normally don't have like, you know, that energy. It's like the alpha energy is the other word.
Yeah.
You know, that are the pick-me's, and we've seen it. Like,
I think a lot of nice guys are pick-me's because they need a lot of validation. They need a lot of female validation.
I feel like a male pick-me would make a video that's like, when she's on her period and I just want to bring her chocolate and massage her feet. Please pick me. I've never touched a woman, please.
I feel like all the dudes that like aggressively support like abortion and like feminism, I feel like they're all pick-me's.
Me
Especially
too.
on like social media and stuff. It's
all
like,
I see with that is like, I want to have sex with a girl and not be responsible at all. And I'm very pro-life. And I think a huge part is holding men and women accountable for their decisions to bring a life into this world.
Yes.
So if we're going to just let the guy get off the hook so easily, that's not fair to women then.
What do you mean by let a guy get off the hook?
Like these guys that are advocating for abortion, I think abortion only benefits men in the sense of that a man can have, if abortion's totally legal in a state, I don't think a man is going to take as many precautions to protect himself from creating a life. I think it incentivizes people to use abortion as a form of birth control rather than take the necessary steps beforehand. And I just don't see how why would a man support abortion? Why?
So,
the only two kinds of guys that I've ever seen support abortion are the ultra simps that are like, I support feminism, like Biden, all that kind of stuff. The ultra simps and the dudes that are running through chicks and they want that like escape hatch.
I definitely see that side, but when you speak like that, it makes it seem like, obviously, yes, abortion is a form of birth control in the end, but it's not. It's not like, oh, either I can get this IUD or just keep getting abortions. Like obviously you've probably never had to have an abortion, right, since you're pro-life. An abortion is not just a simple, let me just walk in and, oh, baby gone. It's a very
brutal procedure.
Yes, it's not.
but
I'm not saying there's not women who have had multiple or things like that, and there is definitely women out there using it as birth control, but that is a small minority of the people. Don't just make it seem like, it's like, oh,
yeah,
I can just get an abortion if I don't want to have a kid. Like maybe there's a few, small percent of women out there like that, but most of the time, a lot of women I know who've had abortions were, honestly, a lot of them kind of sometimes were being safe. Some of them were being idiots. They're like, oh, pull out method, blah, blah,
How
blah,
many
bullshit.
people do you know that have, I don't know a single person.
I don't either.
Yeah, I know
that have had
quite
abortions.
a few.
Yeah.
Do you consider Plan B an abortion?
No.
No,
you don't consider Plan B to be an abortion?
That's no proof or not if you had it. It's
you
too
don't think
early
that's an abortion,
on.
Brian?
No, because I don't think there was a conception.
I think it's usually when the
kills
sperm
conception.
touches the egg.
You have to take it within 72 hours.
The sperm has already reached the egg.
For Plan B?
That's conception.
I believe so.
Because there would be nothing to kill if it didn't fertilize it.
No, but
it's blocking. It's not killing. It's blocking it from happening.
In order for conception to occur, the sperm has to get. Hold on, guys. In order for there to be a conception, the sperm must swim and make contact with the egg. What happen if you take Plan B? the sperm has not yet hit the egg.
Yeah, it's not an abortion
true?
pill.
The
It's
sperm,
not an
I don't
abortion
think
pill.
I don't think
That's
it
not
takes
true.
it doesn't take 72.
You can take it for up to 72,
Yeah,
but
you
I
can
don't
take
know.
it for up to 72, but if you took it 72 hours later, there's a likely chance that the sperm has already reached the egg within 72 hours.
Well,
I
that's why
believe.
girls
So maybe
take
it's
it
a
like
wild-
the
it's
dog.
only-
No, I
maybe
saw on the
fact check
Kardashians.
it.
I think Kendall Jenner
This-
taught me this on the Kardashians that
That's a great
sperm
source.
can live in your body for like 3 days
It can,
before it
yeah.
impregnates
5 days.
you. So that makes sense that.
It's
Yeah,
30
Yeah.
days.
I don't know. I'm not a
conception.
biologist.
It's 5 days, and the 72 hours is actually just the 96% effectiveness. So that's why they want you to take it within 72
Okay.
hours, but you can take it within 7 days, but the efficacy goes down significantly because conception has occurred at that point. So a lot of women, when they take Plan B, they like shed their, it forcefully sheds your uterine lining so that you're aborting whatever conception occurred. And a lot of women report the fact that they have like clumpy periods and they have like something bigger come out of them.
So there's a
No,
possibility that
dude.
the sperm did
Yes.
reach the egg.
Okay,
I'm
but
not just
I-
making this up.
I know
After-
your
No, but
career and
if-
stuff.
okay.
But I know people who literally used to pop. Sadly, I don't agree with it. They used to pop Plan Bs like candy. I've never had a single friend say they bled after. I've taken Plan Bs. I've
I
never
think you can
bled
only
after.
take it
You've
3
never had a
times
single
a year.
friend. You've never had a single friend say that they bled after Plan B.
Never. That's never
That's the
happened.
process of which
It's
the
preventing it from
pregnancy-
happening. I've taken probably 3 Plan Bs in my life. I've never bled once from it, and I never had a worse period after.
I was gonna say everyone. I haven't heard the bleeding
That's-
because I don't know that many people that take Plan
That's
B.
a-
But in
yeah, that's
college, I know that
abortion.
people
That's
have
an abortion pill.
horrific
That's an abortion
periods
pill,
following
not
Plan
a
B,
Plan B.
and you can only take it like 3 times a year or something like that.
Take what?
Plan B. You
Yeah.
can't just pop
For it
that
to
like
be
it's candy.
effective?
Yeah, it's
and
just
then
a
it can
high dose.
affect.
Effective.
Yeah, and it can affect. I'm sure it can affect fertility or
It
something
does.
of the sort.
You're not supposed to take it. You're
Any
honestly not supposed to take it more
hormonal
than like
situ-
3 times in your life.
Exactly, I
honestly.
think that's what it
But people
was.
play with fire with it, and also every time like people try to get pregnant for a long time. It's not just you get, sorry for my language, you get nutted in once and you're pregnant. A lot of the time the Plan B isn't even preventing anything from happening. A lot of
That's
the
a
time you
huge
weren't
thing
even
that-
you weren't even going to get pregnant. It's just a cautionary
Right,
act.
and that's because of like the cycle, the menstrual cycle, right? You can only get pregnant when you're
Like
ovulating.
2 days out of the month. Yeah.
Right,
think
and
it's
so
like
that's
five-
and
it's
so
like 5
the
days.
stories.
Yeah.
I'm not making this up. The stories that
That's
I've
the
heard
window.
about
Yeah.
are when
The
women
window's 2
take
days.
it and during ovulation, and there was conception, like there was actual fertilization occurred, and they took it, and then it either caused them to have an irregular period or it caused them to bleed out something that was a lot like something that was different.
Could
I
have
feel
blood
uncomfortable
clots.
talking about this because I've never had a period.
Okay,
but
so
just from
as
what
far
I've
as the Plan B thing,
understood.
I would have to look into it further. It's plausible that it could be an abortion if conception occurred. However, for example, you can have sex and then 5 minutes after you have sex, take a Plan B pill. Conception has not occurred 5 minutes after you've had sex with somebody. So that would not be an abortion, but it's plausible it could be an abortion.
If you took
If you wait
Plan B
long
5
enough.
minutes after you like had sex with somebody, is there a chance that the Plan B won't work?
Yeah.
Yeah, Plan B,
100%.
It's pretty effective, is my understanding.
For the
Not
most
that
part,
I
it's
would
effective.
have
That's why
any knowledge
That's
of.
why it's Plan B, and you can only take it within a certain days because it's not going to force an abortion. If you take it after that time frame, like you're not going to just take it and now you're going to have an
That's
abortion
not
or
true.
have a miscarriage.
So one of my friends recently told me a story that his buddy got his girlfriend pregnant, and like several weeks after the fact, he mixed a bunch of Plan B into her pancakes, and she like
That's a yikes.
yeah, and like
And a crime.
basically killed her baby.
Okay, I
and,
said
like,
taking a Plan B versus mixing a bunch of Plan Bs together. I'm sure you could feed a
obviously
woman a
they're-
lot of
obviously they're
things that would give
different
her a
things. Obviously they're different
miscarriage.
things, but I'm saying like it can still be effective.
I know, but
Why
there's a
not?
lot
Sending
of
him to
things that
jail.
you could
Yeah, he
even
needs
you
to go
could
to jail. That's
I'm
like-
calling the
that's-
FBI.
Yeah.
I have a
You
hate
could
crime
literally-
to
so
report.
messed up.
You could drink
So
a bunch of
messed up.
vitamin C and force yourself an abortion, but it's not because it's the Plan B that's going to give you it.
Wait, you can get an abortion from a bunch of vitamin
There's
C?
many ways to
Pineapple stuff.
Yeah, there's
That
many
was like
ways to
a-
stop.
I think I learned that from
pregnancy.
American Horror Story. I don't know. This is icky.
Who was the first person to figure out that you could take a bunch of vitamin C?
Who was the
Probably-
first person?
honestly,
to
it was probably
milk
on
a cow? I
accident,
don't
which is
know.
very, very sad.
Who's like, let me pull these udders. Let me drink that. I don't
No,
know.
it was probably because somebody.
Some dude with a fetish for sure.
I'm listening.
I was saying probably somebody
Okay,
was
let's,
obsessed with orange juice or
all right,
something
we're-
and accidentally had a miscarriage when they didn't want
Goes
to.
ahead.
That's probably how we found that out.
True.
I did not. Okay, we're gonna
about those things.
move
Plan
on
B pancakes.
from that topic.
So messed
so,
up. so evil.
Yeah, what about ectopic pregnancy? What do you feel about that?
No.
Should we hit some
Yo,
super chats?
we're going to
About
move
what?
on. We're moving on from
Ectopic
that.
pregnancies.
Start that, Eric. Okay, so Alexandra, thank you for the membership. Appreciate it. All right, Prometheus Venom, thank you for the 100. By the way, guys, get your super chats in. 100 and up for the super chats, 200 and up, triggers TTS. Prometheus Venom, thank you for the 100, man. Exclusivity, you have to be very careful as it can go horribly wrong.
Can you expand on that, Prometheus Venom?
Yeah, Prometheus Venom, can you... Oh, he has another one here. My girlfriend has bleed before by taking Ella, and her period was awful and messes with her hormones. She told me she had clumpy blood in her area. Be careful with it. Hello.
Probably meant Plan B.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Ella's a version of Plan B. It's supposed to be more effective. They sell it
word?
at the use.
What
thing.
is Plan B? Is it like a super dose of hormones?
It's just like basically a higher dose of birth control, hormonal birth control.
I feel like it's a cortisone
Yes.
shot versus like an Advil. It's like a lot.
It's progesterone. And
Progesterone
just a
stops
massive
you
dose
from
of-
getting pregnant because it keeps your hormone levels so high that you don't ovulate and you don't drop an egg.
based. Yeah, so Deborah knows what
Educated.
she's talking about.
College,
All right.
we learned some things there.
All right, moving on. Did you guys have a sense of what a pick-me is? Do you want to weigh in?
Someone who seeks attention. I don't even think it's like if you could say a girl is a pick me. I think a girl can be a pick me towards men and women. Honestly,
Yeah, I agree.
What's a girl who's a pick me towards women? What does that look like?
just trying to be better than a woman. I feel
Trying to be better than
better
women?
than other women.
Yeah.
All right, we have one more super chat here. Justin Reyes, thank you for the 100, man. Appreciate it. Brian, I appreciate your content a little more than F&F. Chase, calm down the religion. Kiko, I may disagree with you 99% of the time, but respect. You stand up for yourself. Ladies, what turns you off on from men physically? Before we read that, did you want to weigh in on what a pick-me is?
I would just say it's a girl who like seeks a lot of attention from men and goes out of their way to do that.
Okay.
But I agree with Madison. I think it can be with a woman in another group of large women where they're just trying to be like the center of attention for like a male to notice.
Mm.
And they like make it their personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
clarify this for all the boys out there. All right, for the young guns, a woman who is a pick-me is a woman who will intentionally espouse values that she thinks a guy she wants is going to like. Right. So you've got this phenomenon with all the chicks that claim to be trad, but they're still getting their backs blown out by chads when they go to parties. Right. Like these are women who claim to embody certain values just so that they can get your attention, but they don't actually embody
Natasha.
those values. Yes.
That's
Watch
why I
out for
say-
those chicks. Watch out for those chicks, bros.
That's why I called Tay a pick me, because like from them speaking so far, I could tell like this is just their true beliefs. This is what they believe and what they stand for, and that's fine. That's who you are. But with her, you could just see right through her act. Especially just you call me masculine, like that's a true masculine woman right there. And everything that she was saying was about how you need to be submissive and this, that, and a third. I'm like, you're literally a contradiction of your whole thing. So I don't know if it's for views or what she's trying to do, but she's...
Tay is or her?
No, Tay. I'm
No,
not
we're
saying
boys.
her at
We're
all.
girls.
Yeah.
Boys?
Tay, I'm talking about
Not
Tay.
only on the weekends.
You could just see right through. It's like a facade that she thinks that's what's going to get her like an Andrew Tate or something. She has to act that way. She has to shit on herself and her own appearance in order to, make men like her.
To your credit, you're not wrong. Tay, I don't know if she's a pick-me, but she's definitely pretty masculine.
She's very masculine,
She's very
and she tries to act like she doesn't care about certain things when she does. Like, she's like, oh, I don't care about this now, when you're sitting here doing your sorority pose and all of that. Like, sorry. Like, yeah, it's like, be for real. Yeah, like you're...
But she's the homie. She's the homie.
No, I really don't like
Well,
her. I
not
think,
for you, for me.
Yeah, that's
we're
fine.
Good. We're
I
on
think
good,
she's
we're on
honestly a
good
terrible
terms,
person.
But Tay, you're a strong woman. Let's
She was
say
sitting
that.
up here saying,
you're a strong woman.
obviously tattoos are so ugly and this and that when she has face tattoos.
What?
Like, be so for real, girl. Like,
What, she got a teardrop?
like she has some on her like eyebrow,
You're next.
eyebrow, neck.
Watch
hand,
out, you're next.
And then talking shit about my. I'm like,
Was that the
Yeah.
Latino chick?
she was like Latin, like skin. I don't know, like Sharpie eyebrows, but saying
Oh,
I was
yeah,
wearing
yeah,
too.
yeah.
She's like, I don't believe in makeup,
Kinda-
but then she
kinda
had like
overweight.
hella makeup on. Yeah, it
Kinda
was very
overweight.
weird.
That's
It
a
was
good
very
example
weird.
of... I have a
Let's
hard
be
time
nice
with...
to Tay. We
yeah.
should be nice to Tay, guys.
Tay, if you're watching this, I really don't like
Roast
you.
her for 5 minutes. We should be nice to Tay.
Well,
We
I
should-
used
we
to
should
get
be
all
nice
the
to Tay.
pick me
We should move on
comments
to the
back in the
pick me
day,
thing.
and I
Yep.
think that I was never fond of it just because like I'd post conservative content, things that I truly believe in, and at that point it's kind of like I really don't think this word is so useful in this day, but like misogynistic in a way where they're like, you don't actually believe what you believe. You only believe it because a man told you to believe it. I'm like, no, I actually believe this.
Yeah.
And they think I'm not validated.
Right.
So I hated that side of it. But that one example that you just gave was really accurate. Like girls are like, I hate makeup. I don't need makeup to look pretty. And when your friend is like glammed out next to you, they're like, wow, I wish I had as much care for my looks as you do in front of other guys. Like just saying things to try and be like a guy's guy when they're just a nobody's person.
That's exactly what she was trying to do the whole time. Like the guys like,
Yeah, you really
like
feel
I drink beer, eat wings, and watch sports. Like that's the whole facade that she was trying to put on. And I'm like,
That's so
I could name
weird.
5 NHL players.
And then when I went to her
Yeehaw.
Instagram, her whole entire Instagram was just her
Okay,
shit
all
on
right,
women.
all right. Okay,
So
so
we should
we have
move on.
Prometheus.
Come on.
Screw pick me girls.
All
That's
right.
what we're here. And
Pro-
guys.
Prometheus Venom says it can cause some miscommunication, Chase. I've experienced it. Well, it's good to give a heads up for the other boys about the problems that can come with quote-unquote exclusivity. Always make sure that you're vetting a woman effectively.
And then we
Also,
read this
Justin
one.
Reyes,
we
bro, I
read
will
it.
not calm down on the religion. Sorry, dog. Thanks for watching, though, and for your $100.
Let's see. He said, ladies, what turns you off on from men physically? And just really quick, fresh and fit are the homies, so much love to F&F. Okay. So yeah, ladies, what turns you off on from men? We'll go around the table on this real quick. Go ahead.
Biggest turn off, biggest turn on, physically.
Biggest turn off, skinny. Biggest turn
Sorry,
on,
Chase's legs.
big.
Likes big dudes, all right. What
I
about
mean,
you?
if I look at you, you look like you can't protect me, then I'm good.
It's reasonable.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would have to say like a really bad turnoff is a guy who's rude. Just like I don't
Rude.
know. Anybody who's-
Physically, though.
Physically?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I don't have one, but I love a good jawline.
Good jawline. Does
Yeah.
Chase have a good jawline?
I mean, it's there.
It's there. It's cute.
What about me? What about
It's,
me?
it's
Wow.
just, it's
Yeah.
just,
so good.
it's there.
We can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm flexing mine now.
And a turn off for a guy would
Such
probably
a
like
pick me.
you said like appearance wise.
Yeah, physical.
Would like smell be like one of them? Like a guy who
Bad
smells-
smell.
Yeah, like horrible hygiene.
Have you encountered a guy in your escapades that just...
I mean, like I've been out and like I was thinking a guy is cute, and then like the second they walk by me and you smell like ass, like get out of my face, bro.
Okay, so smell.
Us all.
Allie,
right now.
what about you?
smell horrible.
I don't know if I can think of like a physical turnoff. I would say also smell. If that's, I don't know if that's.
Would you date a guy who's 5 foot?
Yeah, that's a good
Oh.
one. Would you got shorter than you?
I would say as long as they're like 1 inch taller than me. Height doesn't really.
How tall are you?
Can you move that
I'm like
cup
5'5".
out? That cup right there, just move it somewhere. Move it. Move it.
Why?
Don't worry about it.
The hell?
Don't worry about it.
So OCD.
A tad, huh?
So, go ahead.
Turn on.
A turn on.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'5", 5'6".
So as long as he's 5'7".
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't mind.
I would die.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Are you wearing
I'm
heels
6
right now?
I'm wearing 2-inch heels right now. I'm 6 feet in 3-inch heels, so like it's not selfish for me to be like, come on, 6 feet or greater. And whenever my friends try to set me up with people, it's like, does his number start with a 5? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, don't do it.
I want to wear
What
heels.
if, what if he's 6 foot?
That could work.
That works?
Or like 5'11" with a tall personality. You're like, noted. Okay.
Okay.
Sitting up straight there.
What about turn on?
I would say I'm typically attracted to men with like darker hair. It's like a specific physical
Sure.
turn on for me.
Okay. What about you?
Turn on, I would say a nice smile. I like eyes. I like eye contact. Turn off if I don't know about physically, but if you're like overly confident, like
I don't know if
obnoxious,
that's
Like
physical.
cocky.
Like arrogant.
That's not
like
really
cocky.
physical.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I was saying
Something-
like that's not physical, but
Yeah.
that'd be a turn off for me.
Turn on or off?
Off.
What
off.
if they have like a
Chad, Brian?
what?
Like a Chad would be a turn off.
A Chad would be a
For
turn.
me.
Your boyfriend's a Chad. What are you talking
My
about?
boyfriend's not a Chad.
Your
You keep
boyfriend's
calling him a Chad.
Shots
Your
fired.
boyfriend's a legend. What are you talking about?
He is a
fired.
legend. Definitely not a Chad.
Wait,
though.
so what? Okay, but for physically, for example, what about a guy who has face
Like,
tattoo? Is that would that be a
a
turn,
turn off would be like messy hair.
Messy hair.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
like not good hair.
What about like a third nipple?
I wouldn't honestly
Would
if
you-
it
you might be
didn't
down for
bother
the
me.
third
I might.
nipple?
I could be down for
You
a
could be
third
down
nipple.
for it. Okay, what about you, Billy?
Turn off would be long fingernails.
Off. Oh, fingernails. Okay, we're chilling.
Yeah.
That's
Turn
nice.
on.
Not your alien fingers.
A turn on would be a ew.
Did you know that's a sex doll?
I said, oh, it's a Barbie doll, and everyone's like, that's a sex doll. It's like, I'm too naive to be here.
Turn on would be a strong back.
Strong back, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's
All right,
deadlifting
he's
like
in the
525 or
I don't-
Are we
I don't-
talking like back width?
Like a
like a
Yeah.
strong
wingspan?
spine, or
Like,
like he's in
I
the gym
don't-
deadlifting like 600 pounds.
I don't care about the pounds. Just,
No damaged
do.
L4,
just
L5s.
like strong,
Like you want like,
wide
a
back,
V taper.
good. Yeah, but like broad shoulders.
You guys are
You,
so
you want
sleep
like
on
the
chest.
definition in the back. There's a
Chest
lot
is
of back
important.
muscles. You want like definition, or
All right,
just
let's
a
move it on. Go ahead.
Okay.
A lot of girls say that.
Biggest turn on would probably be big, but in the sense of like bulky types of guys. Like I think the dad bod is pretty favorable too. Like I don't need a guy who's pure raw muscle, but someone who makes me feel like small, because I'm 5'9", so like someone who makes me feel small and little and safe. I love that. Biggest turn off, somebody who doesn't work out. And it doesn't even have to be that they're obese, but just somebody who clearly doesn't go to the gym or have health, like live a healthy lifestyle. I work out like 5 days a week. It's very important to me to live an active lifestyle, and being with somebody who just doesn't care for that, it's so gross to me in every sense.
I agree. You want us to answer, Brian?
Was it? I mean,
Yeah, what
it
I
was-
wanna
gets you guys
answer.
going
Let's
for
just
the
keep it
other
chicks.
side.
I'd like to answer, Brian.
I mean,
Brian doesn't want to hear from you, Sam. Sorry.
No, I'm gonna answer anyway. Biggest turn on is when she's fit, like when she's physically fit.
Let's go.
And she has a strong core,
Yes.
and can do like, if you're a gymnast, my DMs are open. Biggest turn off is tattoos, and specifically like masculine tattoos, because I feel like a lot of
How did that
tattoos are masculine on women, and I kind of feel like this is going to be a hated opinion, but that it's kind of a way to embrace their masculinity by getting like those masculine tattoos.
who here has tattoos?
Do you hate my tattoos? Like, do you
No,
think
I
these
don't
are
hate.
pretty
I don't hate
masculine?
them. I don't hate them,
Would
and I
you
don't
call these
consider those.
masculine,
It's a
though?
butterfly.
No. I wouldn't consider those masculine.
You should have waited
and
till
I don't
Kiko
hate
was
them.
here.
You
What do
wouldn't
you
date
what do you
someone?
consider like a masculine
Wait, so you're
tattoo?
the of the
I have-
five here
I
have
who has
one.
the
Grim
do you have
Reaper.
tattoos?
I don't have tattoos.
Like
It's
death.
against
I
Judaism.
have one that's the size of a quarter on my ankle.
Hey Kiko, get a.
No offense to Kiko, but it's more like when they have like a sleeve or something like that of the sort, or if there's like tons of tattoos,
Yeah,
right?
just covered in tats.
Sam was
total
just
turn
talking
on.
about your tattoos.
And I think
What
that the
about them, Sam?
tattoos, I think that the tattoos, like more on that, are kind of a cry for attention. I'm not like attacking you, Kiko.
he said that he thinks tattoos are a turn off, physically.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect her to care.
Not really.
If I got any tattoo,
Not attracted
it'd be like a
either, so-
1776 or like made in America.
Based.
That's based.
Sam,
Yeah.
I'll
Patriotic
add
as-
on to, I'll add on to the tattoo turnoff. If a chick has like a big snake tattoo, it's a no from me, dog.
Huge
What if
no.
it's
It's
like-
a huge cry for
a
attention.
python?
It's like
sketch.
my dad's
I-
not in the photo.
I don't have
Snakes
any
are a
snakes.
sign of
It's
the
like a
devil.
spiritual
Is
red
that a
flag.
thing? Snakes?
It's
Yeah, a lot of
it's the
chicks have
devil.
snake tattoos.
Oh,
A lot of
I
chicks
don't have a
snake
single
tattoos.
snake,
Yeah.
so
You're
I
good
don't know
for
why
now.
you looked at me.
You have a snake tattoo, Kiko?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
No.
I
Then
think
your
there's,
tattoos are fine.
Oh, thank you.
I think there's degrees to the tattoo thing. Like, I agree with you, Sam. I'd prefer a girl who had no tattoos, but like if it's like a heart somewhere, like that's not a huge thing. But if it's like full sleeve, you know,
Agreed.
I think it's degrees to it. Like,
Yeah.
Agreed.
the more covered up she is, then it's a little bit more of a thing. Whereas if it's like one or two here and there, it's not as huge of a deal, you know.
Yeah, I like the new. Well, I really am not a big fan of tattoos. But if girls are gonna get tattoos, I like the fine lines, like, and they're elegant and beautiful, and they pour into your femininity. I'm talking more so of like just getting blasted and having like a full sleeve of like that I would expect on like a Marine, you know.
What do you?
Hey
what do
Kiko,
you-
can we see your neck tattoo since we're on the topic?
My neck tattoo.
Don't you have a little neck tattoo here?
Oh, you guys call this a neck tattoo? It's behind the ear.
Oh my God, Dave.
Now I'm probably
Oh,
gonna
it's
get a lot of my
here.
hair
I'll
moved,
read it.
too.
Actually, Kiko, do you want to read it?
What is that? Hi, ladies. Disregard my dead name. I'm a tri-gender, non-binary, non-conforming, Therian, trans man with a 3-inch micro. I'm as tall as a labradoodle standing. Why do you know how tall a labradoodle is standing? And I have one pierced.
Blank. My pronouns are bad dog. Bad dog self. Would you date me? Christ is the Lord.
No.
No.
Since
If
y'all
you
didn't
could-
answer fast enough, let me just reiterate. No.
It depends. I gotta meet
It
you.
depends on
Eve.
what.
Sounds like a
She's
cry
like
for
slapping
help.
Thank you for that.
Personality.
Appreciate
You
it.
lost me at the tri-gender. I've never heard of people being all three.
No.
He lost me way before
Wait,
that.
All three.
The need to
Wannabe.
give yourselves that many labels is a cry for help.
Hey,
guys
Eve,
should
thank
clip
you.
that.
Eve,
Wait, what's the third gender?
A wannabe.
don't. Well,
Sorry.
There's 99 genders,
Not
so
sorry,
it's whichever
actually.
one they're feeling.
Yeah, aren't there
He said he was
99?
dog/dog self. So I guess it's animal.
Yo,
Eve.
I have a
hold on. Eve, thank you for the big $200 super chat. Appreciate it. And thank you for all your support on the previous show. Chase, before I have you go, let's finish the previous super chat. Sam, so you said your turn off is tattoos. Did you say your turn on?
Yeah, my turn on is when a girl is fit. I love
Oh,
to
right.
see a
Yeah,
girl
yeah.
that takes care of herself and
Sure.
is fit because it's just super hot. It's like, wow, like you know that that's hot. And
Chase?
you know that like being strong and fit is going to be like good for your health and for your mental health, and it's going to be good for like your womb when you carry my babies. So,
You consider me fit?
yeah, I think that you're a little skinny. Do you
Do
work
you want?
out?
Should we do a little fit check?
I'm trying to gain weight. It's
want
hard for me.
A little.
That's the best compliment. Are
Kiko,
you
a
kidding?
little fit check, or just so Sam can.
Lovely.
A little twirl, I reckon, is.
I can't really.
Like all girls are built different. You've got like the slim rib cage that a lot of girls want, right? And I just think in general, like if a girl is fit,
Yeah, I work out like 5-6 times a week with my boyfriend. He got me more into it. I'm struggle on the end if I try to gain weight. I'm on a weight gain journey, but it's really hard for me.
you should hit GNC and get on that.
Trend.
Yeah, get on that trend.
Sweet.
No, my voice is already deep enough. Thank you.
Chase, turn on, turn off. Physical.
Yeah, I'm right there with Sam. I love fit chicks, man. Like I've got a thing for like Olympic sprinters. Woo!
You like me, Chase?
Scandinavian.
Scandinavian Olympic sprinters. Let's go.
Oh my God,
He
Eve.
donated $200.31. Kiko, that's transphobic.
Thank you.
Kiko, your response?
I'm known as the trans warrior. Now I'm transphobic. You can't make everybody happy, I guess. Sorry.
You can't win on this one.
I can't,
To continue.
One sec, really quick. Yo, Flan Life, thank you for the big 50 gifted memberships, dude. Thank you. That triggers a fit check, but we'll finish off on the super chat, then we'll do the fit check afterwards. There it is. Thank you, Flan Life. Appreciate it, man.
Life is loaded.
What a
Dude, just
legend.
absolutely killing it.
Dude,
Yeah,
thank
shout
you,
out,
man.
Shout out to Eve too. Eve's been killing it with the
Yeah,
super chats
Eves,
the last
thank
few
you so much for the
episodes.
support, Eve. You
Flan
guys are
Life.
remarkable. Thank you, guys. Go ahead, Chase.
Yeah, I was gonna say love
cheap
love
at
the
the
fit
top.
chicks. If a chick can if she looks like she can move well and she can keep up like on an adventure, she's got like tight core, strong legs, good butt. I love that.
For the zombie
Drives
apocalypse.
me crazy. Absolutely.
You need like a strong.
Produce me some strong warrior children too. Let's
Yep.
go.
Like,
That's
literally.
good.
Yes,
That's
actually.
funny how you guys see it that way. I mean, you kind of touched on it. For me, when I see a fit man, it's more just like they care about their health, not really
Well,
like they're hot.
there's that too, but there's a level of fitness where a woman's also taking care of like her nutrition, where you can tell she's both fit and fertile, and it's like, oh my gosh, kills me.
F and F.
Yeah, it's especially true for women, and because when you get pregnant, like you're gonna have to lose a lot of that weight, right? Once you go back down.
Wait, what?
But anyways,
never mind.
anyways,
Never mind.
to move on from that, yeah, the tattoo thing also turned off for me. One of the trends that I really don't like that chicks are doing, they get tattoos like right.
Oh,
here.
the sternum
I
tattoo.
hate that, man. I hate that. The
I'm
sternum
good
tattoos.
again. No snake, no sternum. What are you
Like
trying
when
to
they're
tell
in a
me, guys?
bikini,
I'm
and you
sensing
can
a
see it,
relationship
right
forming.
there.
Sternum tattoo.
I don't like that.
It's, you know what? The sternum tattoo is the tramp stamp of our generation.
That's facts.
Tramp
You-
stamps still exist.
They still
They're
exist.
back in
they're
now.
becoming
They're back
a
in.
thing.
They're back.
They're a thing.
Ladies, don't get tramp stamps, please, or sternum tattoos. They're not.
Just get them on
good.
the side like me.
Especially when it's the, it's like a.
It's always like a hippie thing, like some sort of like pattern.
It is.
You know,
Like this.
It is.
It looks like a
You're right.
chandelier and shit. Like
Yeah.
they do the chandelier
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, what the
It's
fuck?
very Urban Outfitters.
Yes.
It's just basic.
Very
Yeah,
Um,
like just like Kiko's,
Like
just like
that.
that, but on the sternum.
Okay, to be fair, this is my first tattoo ever. So,
That's your first tattoo ever?
yeah.
Yeah, the snake tattoos. They're also. I hate the snake tattoos.
What's funny about it being my first tattoo?
Is that the salamander on your what?
Koi fish?
What about the other one?
Koi fish.
You're playing
Oh,
into
it's-
it, Brian.
2 koi
Am I-
fishes.
You're playing into it. This is why they get tattoos. So that you
To
ask
be
them,
asked about it?
so that they can get attention.
I literally, when anyone asks me, I literally walk away usually. Or I'd be like, oh, what did your tattoos mean? I'm like, they don't mean shit, bro. Even if they did, I just.
Do you regret any of them?
Yeah, I'm getting my whole sleeve hopefully lasered off by the end of this year.
Yeah.
Wow. How much is that going to cost?
If I go through this one company laser way that I wanted to, it should cost me about like 24.
I've heard it's pretty painful too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2400?
Yeah.
Okay.
Random question for Deborah. You're Jewish, correct?
Proudly, yes.
Do you only date within the religion?
I can only marry within the religion, but yeah, I haven't had a serious relationship with somebody who wasn't Jewish.
Can you scoot your microphone closer
Yes.
to you?
What if you met a guy who you really liked who wasn't Jewish?
If he was willing to raise the kids Jewish, then absolutely. My mom was not so religious when they met my dad, and he like met her halfway, and they worked on it together through like spirituality, learning, and finally got her. Judaism's a very big practice-based religion, so it's not just like what do you believe, it's like what do you do. But I know the type of household that I want to have. I know the values I want to instill in my children, and I'm not willing to compromise on that for a relationship now. So if he's willing to compromise, for sure, but I know that I won't.
Would you respect a guy that's willing to compromise on his values to
That's a
raise
good
your Jewish
question.
children?
That's a great question.
That is a good
That's a
question.
great question, actually. I think it depends. Like, there's a lot of guys that I've met who are newly Christian, like recently baptized, recently just got into it, spent most of their life, like either just wishy-washy, never had such a strong faith background, or like they were atheist or agnostic and then changed their mind. I think those I would be able to respect because I'm like, oh, you were just like shopping around for religion until you landed on this one. But somebody who was a devout Christian for like 23 years of their life and then meets me and they're like, yeah, I'd convert to Judaism for you. I'm like,
Beta.
keep
simp,
going. Yeah. It also doesn't count. You can't convert for love in Judaism. So like they have to actually really want to be a Jew. That's a great question.
And I will answer the super chat. Turn off physically. That's a
Over
tough
5 foot.
No,
Billy's in the clear
yeah.
then. Billy's
good.
5'0". That's it.
turn off. I would say any plastic surgery or excessive vanity in terms of makeup. So if you wear too much makeup,
What do you consider too much makeup?
Yeah.
Honestly,
I wanna
like-
know that.
honestly,
'Cause you guys don't
anything.
even be knowing.
Are any of us wearing too much makeup?
Yeah.
We don't.
So, well, first off, you guys have been invited to appear on camera, so I recognize that
Yeah.
there's a difference when it comes to the stage and like versus a girl I would be dating in real
Yeah.
life. But for example, if some of you were you wear too much makeup.
I'm
much
wearing too
makeup
much makeup.
for-
Well,
like,
the purpose
really?
is doing that for the lighting also, because
Yeah.
like
Well,
the camera
again,
washes it
again,
out.
you're
Yeah.
here on
In-
a show,
in a different
but
Yeah.
like in a different
Yeah.
context. Are you wearing anything on your face? I think you've contoured your nose.
Oh, you guys
I would
are.
say it's a bit
the
much.
boys are on to us.
They're all.
Um,
we're all wearing about the
Everyone's
same
wearing
amount of
makeup.
I
makeup.
feel like, yeah.
I think I just
Are
have
you
really
wearing
clear
anything on
skin
your
under,
cheeks?
so you can't tell.
Are you wearing anything on your cheeks or just eyeliner?
I am. On my
Okay,
cheeks, yeah.
it's minimal though, but I do see it.
Very much like full glam here.
Full glam, full face.
I don't
Yeah,
have. That's so
honestly-
funny. I don't have a full face.
Yeah, I could
makeup
go
on.
so much more glam than this.
Yeah, I don't even
This
wear
was my
like
medium
you guys
glam,
don't even
but
understand.
I don't wear makeup on a day-to-day
I
basis.
So-
either. I don't even. We're not,
It just
I
feels
mean,
gross to me.
Yeah,
like it
I
slides
don't even.
off.
I have makeup right here. I don't even have makeup. I'm not even wearing foundation.
You got stuff.
You're
on
not
your
wearing
face,
any
Kiko.
foundation?
You're
No,
good-
I have
you got-
I have like concealer under my eyes,
Okay.
but I have like in my bronzer.
Uh-oh, she's a pick me. She's a pick me.
Yeah, she's a pick me. Like,
Do you have
this is- my whole
lipstick?
point.
Lipstick.
Not
right now?
anymore.
Yeah, my lipstick's also kind of off.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
It's like you guys don't understand what it even looks like.
I know
like,
what
could
makeup.
trick
I know what it
you.
looks like. I know what it looks
No,
like.
But-
girls can trick you so easily.
Yeah.
You'll be like, wow, she's not wearing
Like that
any
one
makeup.
girl.
She's
That one girl who comes
glammed
on here and I
out.
was
that's
like,
what we
I
wear.
don't believe in makeup.
Nah, I got pillows. I know what you guys are doing.
I take
okay?
my
You
makeup
guys
off
fucking
before I
rub
go
that
to
shit off,
sleep.
the fucking pillows and shit.
Yeah, smack us in the face with a pillow. Whoever releases the most makeup
Yeah.
is like bitch for the
Who
night.
are you dating that sleeps in their makeup?
What? Let's say you.
That girl don't care about her skincare.
Let's say a girl
She's
comes over
sleeping.
to your place, and you're in the bedroom. She lays down on the fucking pillow. Boom, motherfucker! It's like,
It's like the Shroud
face
of
She needs
Turin.
setting spray.
is on.
That's
the,
what she
is on the
needs.
pillow.
Have you seen the Shroud of Turin?
Yeah, I
A
have.
little
Watched
She needs some one side.
Yeah. But I would say anything more than a bit of either eyeliner or mascara is a bit of a letdown. When it comes to
And I'm
makeup.
telling you right now, it looks. No offense to you guys, if that's what you guys do on your day to day. 90% of the girls who I see who only wear especially if you're wearing eyeliner and nothing else on your face, it looks hideous. You need to balance it out.
If you're just wearing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it doesn't look
I
good.
agree.
It doesn't look
No,
good.
it's a girl. Like
You
you'll
need, to, you need to
notice.
have balance.
Yeah.
Just like how I want to put concealer on for the cameras, so I have to put a little bit of blush and bronzer to even it out. You just have to keep doing those things, or you're gonna look insane.
Oh.
I
okay.
do want to
Like a
say that I feel like
ghost.
I don't wear makeup on a daily basis, not because I'm like, I don't love it, just because I do a lot of things throughout the day, and like, especially with working out, like I don't
sweat it
want
off.
to get it, yeah, I'm just going to
Yeah.
sweat it off, so I have really good skincare, really good moisturizer, but I do find that like when I'm in a relationship with a guy, I don't touch makeup unless we're going somewhere fancy, but I think that's more of just like, I know that I'm good no matter what, and I love wearing makeup. Like I'll put makeup on just for myself on like Friday nights to have fun, like try new makeup looks, but at the same time, I definitely feel that like, well, who doesn't want to present the best version of themselves when they're trying to attract a mate or a lover?
Well, you mean a fantasy version of yourself, but sure.
Well, I don't know. There's two types of makeup. There's makeup where like you completely
It's all a lie.
change what
It's-
you look
well,
like.
Sure, there's
I
degrees
have
to
a
it, but at
question.
the end of the day, it's all a lie.
Well, there's makeup that just enhances some of your face a little bit, like putting a little concealer over a pimple that you have isn't necessarily a lie. But then there's people who like contour their nose so intensely, put such big eyelashes, put overline their lips where they don't look anything similar. When I take my makeup off, I still look like the same person.
Yeah.
Look, at the end
Well,
of the
hey,
day,
girly.
it's not. I don't care that
No.
much. But so okay, that for me, in terms of something that's a physical turnoff, makeup, excessive makeup, anything where if we were to kiss, if it were to rub off on me, don't like it.
Yep.
Don't like it. I don't
Yep.
want it on my face.
Matte
But
lipstick.
in addition to that, I also mentioned plastic surgery. So fake tits, BBL, lipo. Those are the three main
What about
ones.
fillers?
Yeah.
Oh, lip fillers, fucking.
What about, like,
there's
cheek
no-
fillers?
What about labia?
Absolutely
Labia
not.
plasty.
obvious.
It's
They're
so obvious.
obvious.
I-
Yeah.
But like
They're
yeah.
like freaky too.
Sometimes they're obvious, sometimes they're not. I mean, people tell me all the time, "Oh, you have fillers, you have this." I've never touched my face. Like I will never do that. So it's like, is she attractive? Does she have
Do
fillers?
you have?
You
got
know
some
you know what
fillers?
I, you know what
You
I
got
don't
fillers?
like are the like tattoo on lipstick.
Oh, I
That's,
Yeah.
I've seen
not
that.
gonna age well either.
But yeah,
Sketch.
when it comes to, here's the thing with like the plastic surgery stuff. Even if a girl had, for example, no boobs, like flat, whatever, I would prefer her as she is, like that, than with her fake tits.
That's very refreshing to
I
hear.
would, I would
boyfriend
prefer.
would
That's a
agree.
great
I would
Same.
prefer.
I agree.
We love that.
Yeah,
We love supporting people in their original bodies
that's
without
right.
going
Pick
under
me
the
over
knife.
it now.
Amen.
No, that's not pick me
No,
at
that
all.
is beautiful values.
A
'cause
pick
there's
me,
lot
a
of
pick me.
girls-
You would
No.
say I would appreciate
Girls
her no
feel
matter
so
what she
pressured
did.
to get this stuff done just to fit in
Exactly.
with the rest, and it's nice to hear guys still
No,
appreciating
I would
authenticity.
say I would
prefer-
say too. I agree with Brian's take, and I would actively discourage women from getting implants, especially
Yep.
because they cause health issues
Yeah.
for
True.
women.
Long
yes.
hormonal
Yeah.
imbalances, horrible
Financial
things.
component.
There's a
Auto-
whole
autoimmune
slew. There's a whole
issues,
yep.
hormonal
And it's
issues,
risky.
cancer
Yeah,
down
my
the line.
boyfriend.
Cancer.
That's
Die
like the
from
one
it.
procedure I wanted was a boob job. My boyfriend straight up said like I would leave you.
So,
Like he will not stay
let
with me.
me
if I
I
just-
love your boyfriend for you. I feel like he's a really good influence.
He
on
is.
you.
He's an amazing man. Honestly, I'm blessed.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna add. So,
Happy for
okay,
you, girl.
would prefer a girl who, if she, let's say she had fake boobs, I don't care if they were, one was bigger than the other, and there's some sort of deformity or some shit.
Aren't they
or,
all? Aren't they always bigger? Than
Sometimes there's
Yes.
a bit of
Yes.
whatever.
Balance.
But
I'm
if,
gonna be
if
honest.
she,
I have nothing to lie about here.
I
Yes.
would prefer a girl totally flat than with fake tits. Same with a butt. If she had no butt, I would prefer it than a BBL.
Butts are
Same,
buildable.
same with lipo. I've seen the
You
The
can always
scars.
lipo belly.
Scar.
It,
That's
it's
the
not
belly
even-
button.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
scar. It just like I've seen it, and it just looks like dehydrated. It's hard to
hard, 'cause
Because
explain.
it doesn't match the rest of their body
It doesn't
too.
look
they suck
good.
it from one spot.
I would prefer a girl who has a little belly over like flat lipo belly. It just to me doesn't look good. So
It
all
was
that
just
shit.
painful.
Same with lips. Like
I feel like
all
it's a
that
mark of
stuff,
a man.
preferred.
Like a man wants a real woman more than a fake version
Yep.
of her. Like
Yep.
a real
So-
man should choose a woman over this thing, and it's the same with plastics. And I think if more men preach that message, women would be less likely to
Get
go
Sure.
under the knife because they're doing
Yeah.
it for you
I
guys.
think-
They're
but
not doing it
I
for
think
us.
if
Do you think it's driven by assumed male interest, or do you think it's driven by female competition?
Female
Female
competition.
Both,
competition.
absolutely.
I
What are
think-
we competing for?
I think
Male
like how many?
interest.
My question is, how many women who are getting plastic surgery are like in LA, for example? So many chicks plastic surgeryed out. How many of them are doing it because they see so many other chicks doing it, and they're like, "Oh, I have to be like this." to
They're
compete."
not
You have to-
doing it for themselves.
They're doing it because they have to compete
Right.
for the
For-
male's
for men.
attention.
But
That's
what
what
I'm-
female competition's based off. Everyone's just trying to get the best man they can get.
Right,
So
of
if-
course. But what I'm
Yeah.
asking is, do you think they're getting it because they heard from men that men like it, or because they're seeing so many other chicks do it.
I don't think men know what they actually like. I feel
Seeing
like
other
girls.
people do
No,
it.
men definitely know what they like.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
You think
I know what I like.
I think most men,
Most
if
of
you
my
ask,
friends do.
if you ask most men, most of them would say, I would prefer a girl without plastic surgery.
That's the thing. You guys say that, and a lot of that is true. But then what is like portrayed on social media, it'll be like, oh, I fucking love Kylie Jenner. I love Kendall.
Yeah, they
I
have
love this. Like
followers.
Kendall might look like she's natural. Everything about her is fake. She's had almost probably every procedure you could think of,
I
but
would
besides a
prefer her
whole
without-
BBL.
I would
you know?
prefer Kendall without any of the...
I believe you when you say that. I
Wait, is
truly
it Kendall
believe
or Kylie who has
Kylie, you're
the
thinking
worst?
Kendall has a lot of
Kylie.
surgery too. You might not think
I thought it was
but
Kylie who
Kylie's had
most of them.
multiple BBLs, revisions, all this stuff. But Kendall, you might look at Kendall and be like, oh, she's a model. She's skinny. She hasn't had any work done. She's had she's had an eye lift. She's had her nose done. She's had probably like fat transfers. There's nothing about any of them that's
so
natural.
weird. It's
Like,
so
especially
weird.
in LA nowadays. And it's a content thing now too. It's a
feel-
content creation to get surgery done. It's a way to keep up on social media.
It's such a bad thing for our culture too, because like Elon Musk, when he was on Joe Rogan, he made the point that like social media is geared for like, he called it limbic resonance, right? You open your feed and you see an attractive member of the opposite sex, and like that's what the feed like starts to deliver you. And it's like shifting our culture's preferences and like what a lot of people I feel like are looking for and what they think is attractive, and it's pushing it in a direction that's really not resonating with like the majority of people. I feel like
That's
I feel
why
like
it's
it's like artificially inflating things that people don't actually like, because you know, dudes, for example, they're seeing like the big butts that are fake and stuff like that, and they're like clicking
It's
on it.
a money scheme as well. It's just like how the heart of
BBLs.
America will portray things to make us worse.
Look,
It's
how
money.
common are
BBLs.
You guys aren't rocking with Lizzo's ass?
No, no.
Does she have a
no.
BBL? I think you're thinking of like...
I think
Natural.
she is definition of like a BBL.
How common
She
are
always
BBLs?
talks about
In Miami?
Yeah.
I think
In Miami?
Oh yeah.
Pretty
Miami
bad.
is plastic.
Pretty bad.
That's why I'm Dr. Miami.
Speaking of plastic surgery, as far as my turn-ons physically, I'll give two. Okay, I like short girls. So like, if her height doesn't start with 4,
I'm out of the picture.
just get out of here. No, I'm kidding.
So
I'll date women taller than me, but I do have a slight preference for women who are shorter. And then, speaking of plastic surgery,
Are you an ass or tits
Like how
guy,
you say
Brian?
you have a slight preference for women who are shorter.
well, here's the thing. It's not in the same way.
Just a slight.
Here's the thing. In the same way that there are women who it's like, I will not date a short guy. I will not date a guy shorter than me. I'll date a girl who's taller than me.
Actually?
Yeah, I'll date a girl who's taller than me. I'll date a woman who's around my height. But I do have a slight leaning towards like 4'10".
Dog, you see short chicks and you're like, yo.
Why is he capping right now?
No, it's true.
He's lying
No,
like
I do really, really like short women. However,
Brian
like,
sees a 4'11" girl and he's like, yo, am I in love right now?
Yeah.
but so
And the second one,
the second one, Chase, I saw you grabbing your mics. I thought you were gonna. Okay.
I'll let you.
I'm a fan.
I'll let
I'm
you
a fan
deliver
of. Look, women get shamed for it. Large labia. Okay. Physically, I like women with
You like
large
beef
labia.
curtains?
I'm a fan.
Of the beef curtains?
I'm a fan.
Are you actually?
it. He is the king of beef curtains.
Listen.
Do I even want to know?
I'm a woman's
No.
advocate.
No,
I'm
you
an
do not.
advocate for women, and
Roast beef?
hey,
How
let's
did we
not,
get to
that's
beef
very
curtains?
very inappropriate. Let's call them Audis.
Preference.
Let's call them Audis.
Audis.
Outies and innies. I'm a fan of Audis. Okay. And
Brian is
speaking
a
of
deli connoisseur.
Chase, that is deeply offensive. I'd like you to apologize to all the women out there.
I just want
who
to
have
apologize to absolutely nobody.
You're
Wow,
going to
that-
jail with pancake plan B, dude.
That is terrible.
Right to jail.
But women get plastic surgery called labiaplasty to remove the lips. And it's a tragedy that women feel compelled to undergo a dangerous and unnecessary operation
Brian.
on their
You know they're-
genitalia.
Brian, are
They're
you
doing
dead
that.
serious?
Bro, yeah, bro.
You like flopping around in there?
Dude, the bigger the better. And I don't like your characterization of the. Why are you shaking your head? You're not a fan of the Audis?
Oh no, I am.
You're not
I'm a
Team
fan.
Audi? What's up?
I am.
Look,
Labiaplasty.
I'm a fan. What?
I can't tell if he's serious or not.
No, I'm dead serious.
Chase, is he serious?
Labiaplasties are not usually for
I haven't been able to
appearance
figure out
reasons.
if it's a bit yet.
Labiaplasties are primarily
a bit.
done for cosmetic reasons.
Really?
Yes. That's because women.
I've only heard of people.
women-
The people I've seen who've done them were usually because of pain.
Some women do have pain if they have an outie. However, most women do it for cosmetic reasons because women are shamed for it.
This
they have
sounds
an
so
outie.
pick me.
I can't believe I.
No.
I've never had a
Does?
friend be like, he took down my pants and said my labia was too big. Like most men, they just want the vagine. They don't care what's going on.
Yeah, well,
They just,
sure.
as
Most
long
men
as there ain't no
don't care.
bumps.
I care.
Why do you
Oh,
wait?
okay.
You wouldn't hold
Bro,
on.
no,
thought you were a virgin.
Not a fan of the Audis. Bro.
All right,
the
so
fuck?
she's
Not a
she's
fan.
a
Okay, but
fucking
wait.
virgin.
She
She's a virgin and
everything.
she has an
She
outie.
fulfills the
Bro,
whole
I like,
list.
So-
I like.
It's your wedding
I
night,
like a neat and,
and you-
tidy.
So I have a question. I have a
situation
question.
going
So
on, okay?
if you are waiting until marriage,
You're a
so
body.
is she just busting it open for you so you can make sure that she
Busting
has
it wide
any?
open.
Or like, how do you know that? Are you gonna watch her like when she
Go
puts her
to-
tampons
that's what I'm
in?
saying,
Go to
Like,
the
how do
beach,
you make
bro.
sure
Your
that?
wedding
Go to the
night.
beach.
You
She's in a
can't
bikini,
tell,
you
bro, you
kinda
can't-
tell.
You cannot tell in a bikini.
Bro, if
You can't tell.
it's full blown beef curtains like
Hold
you're
on, hold on,
describing,
hold
like,
on,
bro,
hold on.
you're gonna be able to
Donated
tell.
$200.31.
Hell yeah.
What is everyone's take on the
We
fat
still need to-
acceptance movement?
We still need to do a
On
fit
the
check, by the
fat
way, for Plan
acceptance
Life.
movement.
Fat acceptance movement.
I think the
Being-
fat
Oh.
acceptance
What's
movement
that?
is terrible.
Body positivity.
Same.
Here, go ahead. You were about to say something.
Okay, so like I'm all for people being healthy, all about themselves. Like I said, like if that like I don't know how to say this, but like basically like I get a lot of shit for what I wear. Like people are like, oh, you shouldn't wear that. It's for your body. Blah blah blah. For me, like I don't wear this shit to like get it for attention. I do this because this is what makes me feel beautiful. This is what I'm comfortable in my skin. Yeah, maybe I'm not supposed to wear this, but guess what? I do it for me.
Because you're a baddie.
Exactly. That's
Full
what
time.
Full-time certified
Full
bad
time.
bitch.
Full time.
No,
bad
that's
bitch.
You never
exactly
stop.
what it is. Like, I don't give a fuck if like my fucking back roll's coming out. Yeah, maybe there's some things like, of course, I'm supposed to cover up like my nipples in private areas, whatever. But like, no, like let's be real. Like, no, like let's be real. Okay, like I'm a fucking plus size. I'm a fucking plus size trans woman living in Arizona.
Wait,
like,
did you say you're trans?
Wait, you're
woman?
trans?
Yes, I'm trans.
I thought.
Shit.
We did not know this.
I did not
Yeah.
know that.
I'm a plus
I
size.
thought you could always tell.
Honestly,
Apparently not.
I thought that you were trans.
Period.
So,
And honestly,
but you
like-
can still be a full-time baddie.
Yeah, no, of course. And like I said, like there's a lot of shit, especially like we already get a lot of shit within our own sisterhood of trans girls. A lot of the trans girls are like all about the whole Kylie, BBL, whatever. That's what I was gonna bring up too when you guys are talking about plastic surgery. Like I said, I probably do different perspectives than you guys because you guys are cis women. Period.
Into the mic. Into
Oh,
the
period.
mic.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
Love
of course.
everybody.
Of course.
But a lot of trans girls do the plastic surgery stuff just to necessarily fit in. And that's something that like me as myself, like, yeah, eventually right now I'm working on my own pace, like of getting healthy, maybe getting a little thinner, feeling better about myself. But a lot of the girls, especially the dolls, like that's what trans girls refer to themselves as, the dolls, period. They kind of do the most outrageous things to fit into the category of let's have the BBL, let's have the fake titties, let's do the brow shave, let's do all kinds of things. And 9 times out of 10, I don't even feel like, a lot of girls do it for themselves, but sometimes a lot of girls, a very small percentage, like they do it for validation of men,
Word.
Word.
But
Word.
like I said, a lot of the girls, especially like, how do I say this? A lot of the dolls do this for like themselves, obviously because they want to do it for themselves. But there's still that very small percentage of girls who do it for boys. And like I just wish that small percentage of girls would be like, nah, like you're a baddie already. If you want to go ahead and do something for yourself, BBL, titties, whatever, I'm all for it. But don't do it out of the validation for like a man. Do it for yourself.
I
Or
agree.
because of a trend.
I
Exactly,
agree.
or just to
I-
fit into what you think that's what a woman should
Bro,
look
you
like.
should
Women
be
come
smashing the haram button at the suggestion of these BBLs and fake titties and stuff. Where's that haram button when you need it?
Wait, what?
Haram.
Am I misunderstanding? Hold on.
She's saying go get those BBLs.
Oh, you're saying
and
go
fake
get them.
titties.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
If it
you're
makes you
all
feel good,
for
she's
it,
saying-
if you're all for it, then do it. Trans
Oh.
or not trans, whatever.
She's
She's saying
saying
if you're doing it for yourself,
Yeah,
and not
you're
for
doing it
Do
for
it for
others.
yourself.
yourself. Like do it because it's like
I
I want to walk around with a fat ass every day,
Come on,
and
man.
I love the way that I look.
Who gets big cosmetic surgeries just for themselves, though?
A lot of people
I
do.
feel
A lot of
like-
people
I feel
do.
like
A
everybody's
lot of
doing
people
it for
do.
like the
The
acceptance
only
of the
thing that
opposite
would be
sex.
for yourself is a
Into
breast
the mic.
reduction.
Into the mic.
Sorry, the only thing that would be for yourself is a breast reduction.
I
I
disagree
agree.
though
So-
I
because
agree.
Hold on. Let me just add to that. There are, plastic surgery originated to fix things like World War One soldiers from World War One who got like their face deformed, and then like for example, women who have or had breast cancer and they had a breast removed, they might get implants to kind of balance it out where there's like an actual deformity caused by a medical condition.
Yeah, but my point is people augmenting their bodies.
It's primarily for cosmetic.
Yeah, for cosmetic purposes. Oftentimes, it's to appear more attractive to the opposite sex.
100%.
But then there's like
100%.
those people who it's to appear better to the opposite sex. But then we all know there's a lot of people with plastic surgery who look fucking terrible.
Yeah. So
they
I'll
look
just
absolutely disgusting, and
There's
they're
a whole
doing
show
it.
around it.
Yeah, and most of those people, they're really doing it for themselves. They don't care about what other people think because 90% of the people around them are telling them they look terrible, and they still continue to get more and more surgeries. It's usually a mental illness. They're deluded. They have body dysmorphia, things like that. But they are really doing it for themselves. They might have started out like another way, but you can't tell me that like that cat lion lady isn't doing it for herself.
Okay,
she looks
hold on. You wanted to say something? Go ahead. Or did you want to say something at some point?
I think that people absolutely do it for themselves, but it does work hand in hand with male validation. Like I feel like a lot of girls like look on Instagram and see a picture of Kylie Jenner and like, oh, I want to look like that. Like I want to have a big butt. Like I think I think it goes
have
both
a big
ways.
Butt so I can get more boys' attention.
It could be that, but I feel like that's not their first thought. Like I want to do that because of.
It's probably not their first thought, but they intuitively know if I get this, I'm going to get more attention from boys. If like boys didn't exist, they wouldn't be like, oh, I want a big butt.
Lesbians get it too.
I think that could happen though. There's room for that.
Last thing. So I just want to add, a lot of you scoffed when I said I like large labia. Just saying, some of you gave me some looks. Hold on.
Wait, Brian, can I say something real quick before
One sec. So women have preferences when it comes to male genitalia. So I can have a preference too. Just saying, women can have preferences, men can have preferences. Sam, go ahead.
Okay, so we're talking about like women augmenting their body for the male gaze or not for themselves, okay? And I want to bring attention to like this guy, Dylan Mulvaney, okay?
Nope.
I want to talk about...
Nope, sorry, dude.
We can't talk about that?
Nope.
No.
Maybe later we can talk about it.
I just wanted to talk about the fact that getting breast implants, getting a BBL, doing all this, your body isn't what makes you a woman. Like you are a woman by your chromosomes.
We'll come back to that.
But
Sam, we can talk about that later, okay?
Brian's stopping him from spitting facts.
Okay, I'm just saying, that's not what makes you a woman. A woman is when you are like warm and nurturing, and when you're an alchemist and you can turn a man's love into a baby, when you can turn a home or a house into a home.
Okay,
it's not just what you look like physically.
Chase, are you seriously
seriously him talking about what a woman is?
Chase, it's my show, okay? Please,
go
ahead. If I'm going to direct the conversation to not talk about this right now, we can bring it up later. I have a plan for the show. Okay.
Yeah, we could stick to it.
All right.
Yeah. He's spitting facts though. We should come back to it later.
But if you are not going to be like a unified front,
we can. I think we should come back to it later though. It's important.
So, okay, we do have to do a couple of chats here. We have to do the fit check for. Let's do the fit check.
You'll do nothing. I gotta go pee, Brian.
I have to pee too. I also do, but I'll wait.
We'll do that.
Stealing your spot.
Let's do a little fit check. Everybody, if everyone wants to do a little stand up, we'll do a little fit check, I guess.
Can't even see my head.
Okay.
I had pink.
I like your dress, Deborah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a nice dress.
Okay, fit check completed. Thank you, Flan Life, for the 50 gifted subs. Let me let's see here. We have some super chats here. Actually, I need to get these done. Okay, we have John Galt. Hide that, Eric. Thank you for the 100, man. Appreciate it. To the conservatives on the panel, why aren't you married with kids? I'm suspicious that a lot of trad conservative influencers are just LARPing while living the same lifestyle as liberals. Would be cool to get Virgin Mary from number 62 back on the show. Hey, John Galt, thank you for the $100 super chat. Okay, so why aren't you married with kids to the conservatives?
I mean, I'll answer first, bro. I live here in California, and it is a spiritual wasteland out here, my friend. And here in Santa Barbara in particular, almost every single attractive young woman is fully vaccinated, which is a complete deal breaker for me. And then on top of that, they don't believe in Jesus. Why is the camera over there? Okay, there we go. They don't believe in Jesus, right? And I've known for years that I wanted to find my wife, but it's very difficult to find a solid Christian wife in this area who is unvaccinated. So, you know, that's why I'm not married yet. And also on top of that too, marriage is, who you marry is the single most important decision you will make in your entire life. And you have to pick wisely. And a lot of people do not pick wisely. You got to be aligned on values. You got to make sure that they're the kind of person that's going to stick through in thick and thin, you know, and that they're going to be there by your side for the rest of your lives. And finding people like that, especially in today's day and age, it's difficult. You know, a lot of people our age, they lack virtue, right? And they lack really solid values. And when you find somebody like that, you got to hold on to them. So that's why I'm not married yet. And as far as the shots fired, you know, I feel like these LARPer conservatives are just living liberal lifestyles. Like, bro, I walk the walk. I don't just talk the talk, right? Like, I stopped fornicating years ago because I actually take my walk with Jesus very seriously. So I'm not just LARPing, bro.
Yo, AB Check, thank you for the gifted 20 subs, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Do you guys want to answer why you're not married?
Billy and I were actually speaking about this on the drive, not being married on the drive here, but what you were just saying, that a lot of people rush in to pick somebody, and like who you decide to be the father of your children or the person who creates the children for you will be the single most important decision you make in your entire life. That person, you're going to spend like 50,000 meals with them. I saw something like you eat so many meals with your significant other. Make sure it's someone you actually like. But I also would totally not encourage people to just rush in because they want to be in a relationship, they want to get married and have kids. It is so important to wait until you find that person that is the person that God intended for you, because a broken home is the worst thing that you can have for children and just society at large. So you need to do everything in your power. And I also have a large problem with them allowing divorce just because you fell out of love. That's like a newer thing with divorce. And I think that creates so much room for people to just test things out. Let's get married, not take it seriously. But like in my eyes, marriage is a union between a man and a woman under God's eyes, and you should take that extremely seriously and don't play games with it.
Babes, give me some.
I completely agree. I feel like it just like when you know, you have to find the right person. That's exactly why you're not like married yet, and that's completely fine. Like God's gonna bring you the right person like at any time in your life. Like it could be now or later. Like when I found my boyfriend, I would say, like, God brought me him for a reason. I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't completely ready to have a relationship. In fact, when I met my current boyfriend, I had a different boyfriend at the time. And I feel like...
Did you break up with that boyfriend in favor of this boyfriend?
Not in favor of him,
no.
But...
Just because
for
things didn't
our
work
own
out.
Personal things.
That's what my grandma says. Don't let your boyfriend stop you from meeting your husband.
Yeah.
Ooh, love that. That's
but respectfully, don't cheat on people. That's messed up.
Definitely.
Don't hurt people.
Yeah. What the frick? Okay.
I love that.
Oh shit, did we miss one? Hold on, guys.
I just, if I may add one thing too to
What's
what
up?
Deborah was saying. Like, I came from a broken home, and like there's a lot of people out there who think like, yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, but they'll ignore like minor signs that there could be serious red flags, and then things fall apart down the line. Like, it takes time to find the person that you're actually meant to spend the rest of your life with, you know, and it's not something that you should just rush into.
Yeah.
And again, here in California, it's freaking hard to find girls with really solid values.
I'm from Manhattan. I have the same struggle finding a conservative there. Like, I make one comment and they're like, whoa. I'm like, that's just the beginning of it.
Yeah.
It gets a lot worse.
Yeah. Did you want to move on?
Yep. We have Rippy here. Thank you for the 100. Hey, everyone. Good to be back again. Love supporting this platform where we can talk these topics. One question, what's everyone's thoughts on a partner who is very much into Second Amendment, say she owns 5+ firearms, date or eliminate? By the way, Flan Life, thank you for the big gifted 10 memberships, man. Really appreciate all your support tonight. Really appreciate it. So... yeah, we have, let me pull that back up though. So Rippy, so
question is, what's everybody's thoughts on a partner who is
eliminate?
into
Rippy,
the Second
thank you.
Amendment, who owns 5+ firearms? Would you guys date them, or is that a red flag?
I mean, 5+, I would have no problem Second Amendment or owning guns. That's not a problem. I don't want to date someone who's like I'm ready for the end of the world to end so I can just, conquer with all my weapons and all that stuff. Like, those people seem like a little bit of extremists to me, where I'm like, what does he have? Like, does he have 5+, I don't know, AR-15 or whatever they can own legally here.
Rifle.
I don't know all the rules. Yeah, like, that's like, okay. But if he has like a few handguns and then a couple of bigger ones, sure, he's trying to protect the home. But if it seems like an obsession, that worries me, because I've seen a correlation between people who are obsessed with guns in that way and multiple red flags as well.
I would disagree with that correlation, but I understand your perspective. What about you? Into the mic, please.
Honestly,
All right, co-host.
How do we lower this?
I mean, I don't think I would care, but if it's like a weird,
You can't lower it.
like,
Okay.
Are you trying to lower it?
No.
What are you trying to do?
I was, but
You
then
can't
you
lower
said,
it.
well, then I heard that, so
It
now I'm
doesn't
not.
go lower.
Thank you.
I just think when people like make guns their whole personality, it's just like a red flag. So I'm just like, whatever, bye. But I mean, if you have like 5 guns for protection, like, cool.
I think 5+ is a little excessive, but I'm gonna have to agree with what both of you guys said.
I would date. I don't mind as long as you do the right things with them.
Based.
Sorry, what was the question?
Question is, if you're talking to somebody who is into the Second Amendment, they have like 5+ firearms. Is
Yeah.
that like a green flag or a red flag?
That's a green flag.
Green flag.
Yeah, I want to be protected.
Yep.
Make it 6 and get me a pink one.
Based.
Are they going to be all 6 guns in their hands? Like, what is the need?
Well, I have a quick
No.
question for everyone on the panel that just answered. How, as women, when you go out and you're out at night and you're with your girls, right? Like, you feel protected when you're in the group because you're in a group. But like, what do you actually have to defend yourself? Do you have pepper spray? Is everyone
Yeah.
carrying?
I don't
like,
go
a
out without
pocket
my,
knife. You
my
do?
work security or my boyfriend.
I have a pepper spray.
Nice. You don't have anything?
I'm never out without usually security or my
yeah,
boyfriend.
I would
Okay.
say that too.
But I do have a knife in my bag.
Nice.
I can't own a gun yet.
I was gonna say, what if in the off chance you just happen to be alone?
Yeah,
and
I have
you
a
needed to
knife. I also
walk-
have, I always carry my bar key, which has a very pointy end to it. So,
Yeah,
but I'm usually with protection.
I would just push back because there's a large audience here. I would push back on the idea that it's a red flag if somebody has a lot of firearms. I feel like in like liberals' minds, they often correlate that with like, oh, this person might be like potentially mentally unhinged. They're like really focused on the concept of violence. Almost all of the gun owners that I know that have a lot of guns are like literally like the most responsible, squared away people I've ever met in my life, who I would trust with a firearm more than like almost anybody else I know. Right? Like they're typically very, very responsible, sober-minded people.
There's definitely that side, but I think it's
Which
ignorant.
is the majority. It's the majority of people.
I think it's ignorant to ignore the side of America that we've gotten to now, especially since of all these mass shootings we've had. People are now buying firearms in mass, so it's changing from that being the majority to people who feel like they need guns to protect themselves, who are starting to get a little unhinged because they are so scared of people that they're like, I need to have my gun, I need to have this. When I do agree that used to be maybe be the majority, but like even
I
since
would
the
say
last
for-
Nashville one, we've
need
seen a
to get in on
spike.
this.
We've seen a spike in all of gun sales. We've seen people who are buying guns that are not responsible gun owners who now own multiple guns because they're scared of, someone coming in and just starting this thing.
All right, we're moving on from this conversation. Eric, pull up the Twitch.
What?
Do you have? Is there an issue with me wanting to move on the conversation? This is my show.
No.
You're saying what? Like,
I thought it was interesting because I'm curious if anyone's actually if everyone here has actually fired
do
a
you have an
firearm?
issue with me moving on the show?
No.
All right, so let's move on.
Okay, let me address the Dylan thing.
Is it like a terms of service thing?
Matt Walsh has just been demonetized on YouTube. People are getting their videos removed. They're getting copyright strikes. This is my show. So Chase, if I say, hey, we're not talking about that. This is my show. You listen to what I say, and we're going to move on. Unless you're prepared to financially support me, if I say I want to move on, we're moving on. Okay? If YouTube didn't have such a hardcore stance on this, we could talk about it. But if I say we're moving on, we have to move on. This is my show.
that's
You're
fine
a
with me.
guest on my platform. Please respect it.
That's fine
Both
with
of
me.
you guys.
It's fine with me.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say for the record, Brian, the part that I supported of what he was saying was what the positive things about femininity and what makes good womanhood. That was the part that I was loving him riffing on. But
That's fine.
I'm
You can
picking up
agree
what you're
with
putting
him,
down.
but you can agree with him. But this is my show. I'm trying to protect my
That's fine.
platform.
That's fine.
And if
I
I
support
say let's
you in
move
that.
on, and then you start egging him on, saying no, keep going, he's going to listen to you. And he continued talking about it. So I just need to be very careful because Matt Walsh just got canceled talking about this very fucking subject. Okay? It's a dating podcast, guys.
We can move on. I apologize for not listening to you immediately, Brian. It was just not something I was aware of, that demonetization was on the
It's
table.
fine. We'll move on.
Who's Matt Walsh?
Conservative commentator.
Like, some of you guys are in the chat are also criticizing me. Oh, free speech. Guys, gotta be careful. We're on YouTube, okay?
Brian is running a business, and he does need to protect it.
Let's talk about ovulation. Anyone?
Depends.
Eric,
depends
pull
on
up
where
the
Brian-
Twitch.
I have an idea.
pleasuring themselves and watching porn.
Depends on where
Yeah,
Brian
let's talk
wants to
about
take
that.
the conversation.
Okay.
Talk about
Let's
the
talk about
porn
the decay
addiction
of
in this
society.
country.
Hold on. Brian, where do
Okay,
you want to take it?
so let's see. I just want to shout out, guys, go to twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow if you can. And if you have an Amazon Prime sub, link it to your Twitch, and you can support the show every month for free. So we have, let's see, let me shout you guys out. Poppy, thank you for the 5 community gifted. Cap Dingle, thank you for the Prime. Oh my God, you guys are, okay. Off YE, thank you for the tier 1. Sean Lunsford, thank you for the tier 1. Relentless, thank you for the Prime. VX Bart, thank you for the tier 1. German, thank you for the 5 gifted. Let's see, Rabid Dog, Mikey, thank you for the tier 1. Too Lit to Quit, thank you for the Prime. Mike Hurst, thank you for the Prime. Emilio, EZ, thank you for the Prime. And then, thank you for the follows, guys. Really appreciate it. We have King Arthur, thank you for the follow. Trezo, thank you for the follow. Brick D, thank you for the follow. Jin, thank you for the follow. Neptune, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate you guys. We'll call you guys. We'll shout you guys out a bit more. Oh, and then we have Puro Cannon, thank you for the Prime. Really appreciate you guys. Yeah, guys, just like, gotta be careful on YouTube, you know. So yeah.
Do you want to do super chats?
We're all caught up on super chats. Let me just double check here. Did we do this one?
No.
Billy, you want to read this one?
Aw, I know who he is. Billy Ray, love your content and love the fact that you've gone full throttle in your views. I know you were a bit sheepish in the cameo you sent me last year when I inquired about Brett Cooper, but you really come into your own. Hope to one day go on a double date in Florida. Aw. Thank you, John.
All
He
right.
is true. I was very scared to talk about my views, so I was very vanilla when I first started social media.
Okay, and then we have a comment here, but I wasn't able to pull it up. Stifler asked, ask everyone to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10. So let's do that.
10.
Kiko, so okay, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
10.
A fat fucking 10.
A fat fucking 10?
I mean, I'm just saying what everybody in the comments is gonna say. Be like, oh yeah, she's a fat fucking 10. Be like, period.
Is there a comma somewhere in that statement?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
What was said was said.
Okay.
Yeah. I said what I said, and I meant what I said.
Okay.
Period.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
8. 10. Answer
Were
stays
you
the same.
Were you a 10 last time?
Yeah, I was a 10 last
Okay.
time.
Billy Ray.
We
should have waited till Deborah was back, but
We'll come back to her. I feel like I'm a 6.7.
Dude, why the fuck would you ever say something like that?
Physically or overall?
Oh, I'm factoring everything in.
Really?
Yes.
With everything factored in?
You know,
hold
if
on.
I were to rate it
Hold on.
based,
Hold on.
sorry.
$200.
Thank you, Martin.
Deborah, no long-term commitment, but we can make an agreement. You'll sign a NDA, grow your hair out a bit, convert away from Judaism. I'll coach you to speak a little less.
She's not even
and
here.
fly
Imagine her
you out
hearing this in the
private.
bathroom.
And you and my girlfriend can compete for my affections.
Marquavius, I'll trigger it again once she's back. So don't worry about that. Thank you, though. Go ahead, Deborah. Or sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Billy,
Deborah.
What do you feel like you could improve on
Toasty, I know
to
you
bring
ain't
you from
talking.
a 6.7 to like an 8 or 9?
I feel like my fitness is lacking.
Okay.
Okay, 1 point.
Fitness is lacking?
No, my appearance, I'm not a 10.
Fitness is
appearance-wise.
lacking?
I disagree with
Into
the
the
ratings
mic,
people
into the
have-
mic.
I'm sorry. I disagree with the ratings people have given
Do you know where
themselves.
the rating scale comes from? It's supposed to be if you line up 10 random men and you ask them, would you fuck her? And they were to say yes or no.
Nope.
That's originally where it came
That's
from.
not how. Nope. That's not how
Okay, where'd
that
it come
works.
from? Tell me.
Well, no, I'm
Rating
being,
the
I'm
10 rating scale.
Educate me where it came from.
That's
if you
not
know,
how
if
that
you know,
works.
tell me.
Just think about
Tell me.
Think about it intuitively. If a 10 is like a perfect woman, like absolutely maxed out attractiveness.
10 is supposed to be on physical. It's supposed to be on physical attraction
So if we're
only.
talking,
We're not
if we're
supposed to talk
talking
about
physical
personality.
attraction, yeah,
Yes.
if we're talking just physical attraction, 10 is like the most attractive woman you could possibly imagine.
Yes, it's 10 out of 10 for a
anything-
reason because you're lining up 10 and you're counting how many points are you getting. That's why.
What do you mean you're lining up 10? Where
Like
does
you're
lining
supposed
up
to-
10
you're
women come into this?
No, I'm saying 10 men, like, or opposite gender of you. I mean, opposite gender of you. You're supposed to be. It's the point is.
You tracking with this?
Deborah, you guys.
Where did it come from then? Tell me where it came from.
It's like okay, what are you like? If you're a 5, then you're like very like average.
Yes.
If you're like an 8,
because
then
5
you're
out of
like-
10 people would be with you.
No, that's not what that's not what it is.
No, I'm
That's
just
not-
sa- I'm
it's not
saying
how many
on a-
people would be with you. It's not how many people would be
Overall
with you. It's like 10 is physical perfection.
Yes, I
Wait,
understand that.
okay.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Not because 10 guys would sleep with you. Like you could have a girl who's like a 7 and 10 guys would all sleep with her. But that doesn't mean that she's a 10.
Yeah,
like, in
I
terms
didn't
of-
factor in
Thank you, Flan Life.
who would sleep with me in my rating.
We're,
Yeah, no,
we're
it's
talking
not-
about off of attractiveness.
It's not about how many men would sleep with you.
Okay, thank you. We're talking about attractiveness. You truly believe on a skill base that you're a 6.9.
She said 6.7.
6.7, yeah.
That honestly would make you a 6 in my eyes because it's your confidence level. You're
No, but it's
you're
not.
doubting
Wait, you
yourself
just
for
looked.
no
You just said
reason.
it's purely
just
based
looks.
on physical attraction.
I know.
But you're saying her humility
Eric,
brings her down?
It's a fucking
Hold
joke.
on, guys.
It was a joke.
Ad
It was a
block is.
joke.
You gotta
Thank you.
close that.
And I was talking
Yep.
to
Can
her.
the audience
F11.
still see us?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
No, compared to all of the women in
W
the
ad
world,
block in
I'm
the
rating
chat.
myself on that scale. Me compared to every
Yeah.
woman in the world.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be the same if you said you're a perfect 10 that people are always going to hate. So
I
you
think
may
it's-
as well just go
Okay,
with what
wait,
you
so-
Delusional.
truly believe.
Kiko, going back
You
to
know?
this whole, if you lined up 10 people and if they all wanted to sleep with you, that makes you a 10.
Okay, so they all found you attractive. I was just going.
Yeah,
off
but
of
that's a
what you-
binary. Yes or no. Are they attractive? However, there's
Yes.
degrees to attractiveness.
Exactly. That's why it's supposed to be like 10 random people, like maybe from all over the world, like not just 10 people from San
That's-
Francisco or just
that-
10 people from LA. That's
I've
the way
never
to
heard this.
Yeah, I've never heard that
Look it
either.
up.
That's not.
Okay, well, that's not what we mean.
Google where you look up anything else. Bing, if you use that still, Yahoo.
Okay,
No,
Bravo.
it's like this.
It's
like this. If
degrees.
the hottest possible Victoria's Secret model, just
it's-
physical. Hold on, just physical perfection is a 10. How might you compare yourself to her? Do you think
10.
Do you think you're like the most attractive specimen that's ever walked this earth?
I wouldn't say there's.
On
There's
par.
not. Is there not people
On
who are?
par with the most attractive
Can I
specimens
answer?
that have ever walked this earth?
Can I answer?
We give you permission.
Thank you. I mean, he's like keeps shooting things. I mean, hasn't really let me respond.
Just
Sorry.
go ahead.
Yes, but that's saying that there's only one 10 in the world. There's not only
No,
one
no,
10. There's
no.
multiple 10s in the world.
That's not.
And
That's
I'm
not what I'm
up.
saying.
Yeah, I'm saying yes.
The
I
TikTok
will
has
include
got into
myself.
your brain, Kiko.
I don't use TikTok really.
You have a TikTok called Rage Quit Kiko.
I know, but I just made that. I have like 900 followers. So
Yeah,
how is
you're
900
famous.
followers getting
You're
to my head?
famous, Kiko.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay, that I've never heard that. I wish
Look
you
it
had
up.
explained that before, but that's not how you define what
That's
a 10
it right
is.
there. Sean Mays.
Thank
10,
you.
perfect.
Thank you,
9,
Sean.
very beautiful. 8, beautiful. 7, very pretty.
10
Handsome. 6,
so you're
6, pretty handsome. 5, average. 4, below average. 3, unattractive. 2, very unattractive. 1, hideous. Rate accordingly. Hashtag Christ is Lord. Let's go.
10.
So you think you're like physical
Billy, you're not a
perfection?
6.7. All things
Kiko,
considered.
you're a 10 in delusion.
You don't want me to tell what you are, Brian.
That's right.
Well, I don't think
That's
I'm
right.
a 10.
I know that. I would hope not, but that's not
I
what
don't
I'm
think-
saying. I mean,
oh,
overall,
oh,
you don't want me to tell you what you are.
So I heard I got a super chat while I was gone.
Yeah.
Wait, before we get to
Yeah,
that,
but read my
yeah,
chat.
before we
I
get
want
to
it
that,
to be about me.
We were rating.
No, we are. Yeah.
We're
doing
gonna
the
make it about
rating.
you. We were rating ourselves on physical attractiveness.
Oh,
What
okay.
would you give yourself out of 10?
Oh, I don't know if I want it to be about me anymore.
Just answer honestly.
Purely physical.
They
attractiveness.
like
Purely
almost
physical?
almost all of them on that side gave themselves 10s.
Yeah, I'd say like 8.8 because like there's always more beautiful people in the world, but like I know.
Is that a Hitler reference?
Are you asking me that because I'm Jewish? Because fuck you.
No, but 8.8. This is all right.
818 is Kendall Jenner's horrible tequila.
Bro, do you,
But-
think, you think a Jew is making a Hitler reference on your show?
Yeah, seriously. I
Jews
told
make
you that before I sat
Hitler
down.
joke. Jews get the pass to make the Hitler joke.
But we
Then
don't.
why are you so offended?
You got your third
If
Jewish
she
or
has a pass,
something?
why are you so offended?
I'm not offended. What do you mean?
You sounded pretty offended. Is that a Hitler reference?
No, I wasn't offended.
Okay.
Why was I?
Were you excited?
No, I was making a joke.
Okay.
It's a joke.
8.8.
God damn.
I don't know. I think there is an objective attractiveness for people, and I think a lot of that is like the beauty standard. Actually, because I wasn't here for the beginning part, a lot of it comes from the golden ratio. People
Yes.
whose face is the golden ratio and they're
Yep.
symmetrical, that is what attractiveness is.
Yep.
That's why when we see things, we're like, that's aesthetic. It's aesthetic to everyone because
Base.
there's certain things that are pleasing to the eye, like having matching face, a strong jawline, things that's what makes things beautiful. Golden ratio
Yep.
goes
Yep.
back to like ancient days.
Yep.
So I think in that sense, I have some of those things, but also like, I don't know who I could name as a perfect 10 because for me at least,
It's objective.
It's hard with looks because I think like if you're an ugly person, you could be so hot, but I will see you as a 1 because if you're a bad person, it's hard. That's why like with the person who's like when someone opens their mouth, they drop 10 notches. I'm like, I am a lot about who you are on the inside also determines how I feel about you on the outside.
Yes, this is very true. Also, respect for being an aesthetics respecter. And the golden ratio reference, that is what underlies
but
true
yeah.
beauty. Beauty is objective in my opinion.
That's how they built all the beautiful ancient ruins by using that ratio. So if it's still beautiful nowadays, I think it will stand the test of time in the
Symmetry
way
and
body
proportion.
positivity
Chase,
will not.
are
Which
any
guy taught you all
girls?
this?
Chase, are any girls at this table a 10?
teachers?
No.
Okay, what do you have to say
My
about
dad.
that?
I thought we were rating ourselves factoring
Looks.
like.
It's just looks.
I feel like I'd have a different answer if we
What?
were just saying just
That
looks.
was the question.
See, and I'm the opposite. I would have a different answer if it was overall.
When they asked like
You'd
rate
be
yourself
lower
out of
if it
10,
was
I wasn't
overall?
thinking like just looks, just like yourself, like as a person.
Yeah, no,
too.
your physical appearance.
Do you want me to re-answer?
Yeah.
I would say like 7.
Oh, okay, all right. What about for you? Still 10?
Not just a 10, a fat
Hey,
effing
she's a
10.
baddie all around. Baddies are, it's a full-time job.
Certified.
I mean,
Certified.
I still think I'm a fucking
Licensed.
certified baddie 10, whatever. But like, I'm also not gonna come for anybody who has a preference. Like, it is what it is. Like in some people's eyes, I'm probably like a 1. In some people's eyes, I'm a fat fucking 10. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still a fucking
Is there a
10.
comma
I'm
in that
no.
sentence? Okay.
I feel like no one would date someone they didn't think was or at least marry someone that they
Yeah.
didn't think was a 10 because like why would you want to be with someone that you're like I could find hotter?
But don't you think it is delusional to consider yourself a 10? For those of you who rated yourselves a 10,
No.
whether in appearance or total package.
No.
I don't think it's like
I think it's
thinking that you're the
completely
perfect
delusional.
person, but just being like confident.
Dude, any person who says I am a 10 is basically saying I have 0 room for improvement. I'm perfect.
That's
the
not
way
what
that
I
am.
said. I said
No.
10
That's
is
what
perfect.
I hear, though.
Okay, but
that's what
that's
I
what I
hear,
know. I
let
and I
myself
think it's
1.2
delusional.
for
But
improvement.
this is what he just when she said
fine
that, I
with me.
clarified if we would ask about our overall personality person as we are as a whole, I wouldn't give myself as a 10. But as attraction level, yeah, I'm peak athleticism, I'm pretty symmetric face. I would give myself a 10 right now. I'm not
Your peak
I can't-
athleticism?
peak.
What's your 40-yard dash?
Yeah, what's your
Peak-
40
How many pull-ups can you do?
How would you word it
Peak
better,
fitness?
Sam? Peak fitness. I'm almost at my peak fitness. Not yet.
I would
That's
say
a lot.
I would say so.
Yeah, so I would give myself a 10 in that way. I'm not improving because you're just saying, you're saying you can't be better. Yeah, I can improve maybe my personality, things about me, but far as looks wise, there's not much improvement that's happening unless I get some outside help.
You
I
talking
do
about
think
plastic surgery?
I would not get plastic surgery.
I think I've only gotten hotter with time. I'm
You
just
think
gonna
I would
be
get
honest.
plastic surgery, Brian? Wait, Brian, you think I would get
Aging
plastic
like
surgery?
fine wine. What can I say?
You think I would get plastic surgery? What would I
That's a
change?
full-time job.
Huh?
What would I change for
I think
myself?
I think we should move on. I think we should move on.
I think we should.
I
read
think
my
we
super
shouldn't. I
chat.
think we
Read
shouldn't.
my
Let's
super
get
chat.
Let's read Deborah's
Get to
super
it in a sec.
chat.
I want to know, Sam, what would you rate yourself physically out of 10?
Physically out of 10 because I'm like 5'8", I'm like a 5. I think I have a handsome face. It's like a 7, but because I'm so short, I should just join the circus. I'm like a 5. However,
what would you do in the circus?
I would be the
Identify
short
as a
guy.
woman and be a bearded woman.
Yeah, but Sam, you're physically fit, right? You're like super physically fit, so doesn't that boost you up a bit?
You mean like in terms of physical attractiveness?
Yeah, you're physically
Not only
fit
is he
guy.
physically fit, but he's a stone cold killer, bro. You
Yeah,
should see him on
you're
the
like,
jiu-jitsu
are you a
mat.
black
Honestly,
belt in jiu-jitsu?
UFC
I'm not a black
gyms.
belt, but I'm gonna be subbing some black belts this weekend, bro.
Let's
Oh,
go. Let's go.
But no, yeah, I would say okay. Like, physically, I would say like more like a 6. But no, you don't agree, Kiko? What am I on a 10?
No,
How do you
I'm
feel?
not gonna say that. I just think it's
Huh?
terrible to say that about yourself. I
Well,
would never want to date a man
I
who
think
calls
just because
who's on a platform and
realistic
calls himself
appraisal.
Yeah,
a
it's
six.
what
just-
humility.
What does
It's
your
humility.
boyfriend
But I'm
rate
not
himself?
finished.
What is your
I don't know.
boyfriend-
He'd probably rate himself a 10, and I know he's a 10. He's fine.
Can
as
you
fuck.
text him? Text him and then go ahead.
I would
wanna-
say all things considered, because we're just doing physical attractiveness, but I don't want to do that because as a man, you provide value. There's so much more to a man's personality, or to a man than just how he is. I mean, I've heard from women that depending on a man's personality, his like physical frame literally changes for them when he owns who he is and when he brings the right energy. So in that sense, I would say an 8 because I'm not yet where I want to be in life, but I'm getting there.
I totally agree, and that's something that I don't know if it's just like I'm the only person in the history of the world to ever feel this way. It's probably unlikely, but I have not met any other people really close to me that have had the same experience. It's very rare for me to find a guy and be like, he's so hot, like just off the cusp, seeing him like across the room, be like, wow, that guy is like a perfect 10. I think that's half that just people are very ugly these days because they don't take care of themselves, but also I definitely am somebody that like the more I am attracted to somebody's personality, the hotter they look to me. And someone who, if I just looked at them and I was like, oh, they're a 7, if I started talking to them and found out that they were like a really great man of God, strong personality, very masculine, I'd be like, wow, in my eyes, he's a 10. And I feel like everyone should feel that way about their partner. They may have the objective looks, but when you get to know them, their total person is a 10.
Base. And that's what I was going to say to you when you said like, why would you want to date someone that's not physically a 10?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, all things considered, you have to look at their values and you have to look at everything else. Like ideally, you're not going to date anyone below like an 8, and you're going to be, at that point, you're really attracted to someone who's an 8. And then working on that, you can be even more attracted to them based on how their personality is and how you complement
The
one another.
combination, that's what I
But
was
let
saying.
me ask you something. When you look at a guy, and this is for anyone can answer, when you look at a guy, is like what makes him physically attractive kind of having a more feminine, beautiful face to you? Or is it having like more of a rugged, like masculine look? Because I've seen girls look at like Timothée Chalamet and look at like these guys that look like they have defined bone structure and they're aesthetic and they have the golden ratio, but they just come off, they have like a skinny
They're
neck.
too
and
perfect that they're
There's a
ugly.
word for it.
They're
It's
what?
men who
They're
give
too
off
perfect
feminine
that they're
vibes.
ugly.
Hold
No,
on,
but
let's
there
go
are
one
some
by
men
one.
who are
I
kind
feel
of
like
feminine looking, you know?
like teenage girls like
Yeah.
those like Timothée Chalamet like type guys. But
Softies.
once they like grow older, they like the like more rugged masculine.
That's a
guys.
good question, though,
Yeah.
Sam. That's a
I
good
feel-
question. And
Right?
I definitely agree with you that, well, I don't know if you actually you didn't make a determination on that, but I like the question. We can go around on that. So do you prefer like a more kind of like feminine but attractive looking guy, or more like rugged masculine?
I'm from Manhattan, so I'm definitely not going for the lumberjacks, but I also do like a little yeehaw in there. Like I like the look of a guy who takes care of himself, but also is like a man. Like I was on a date with somebody, okay? We were walking after dinner and we passed Sephora and he's like, oh my God, I'm a Rouge, the sale's going on.
Yikes.
I'm like, who the hell, what guy is spending $1,000 at Sephora? I'm not even a Rouge and I buy a lot of skincare and makeup. At that moment, I was like, if you take, it sucks for men because if you guys don't take any care of yourselves, it's like, ew, you're gross. And if you take too good care of yourselves, it's like, oh, he's gay. So there's no balance and you guys just lose. Sorry.
Good time.
So he didn't get a second
I
date.
want to
Yeah.
go
Welcome to
back to.
I think the
2023.
good balance is like my boyfriend doesn't really care, but then if I'm like doing something, he'd be willing for me to like let him.
They need
do
like
it
a
on
2-step skincare
Yeah.
routine, not much more.
Cleanser, moisturizer.
Did your boyfriend respond?
I care if
Not
they
yet.
care.
I think he
Okay.
might have been asleep.
So to go back to what you were saying about a guy and his physical attractiveness
Yes.
and stuff, one of the things that I've like pretty much universally noticed about women is like they can see a guy who's very physically attractive, but if his energy is off, instantly becomes unattractive. And
Yeah.
on top of that as well, I've met a lot of women who will see a guy who like isn't very physically attractive. He might be short, might be a little bit out of shape, but if his energy is super on point and he's like funny and confident, he becomes like the hottest guy in the world to them. Would you
Tell
guys agree
me,
with that?
So,
tell me if you guys
100%.
agree with girls and guys. If you agree or disagree with this, there is, I feel like, room I honestly absolutely just forgot what I was going to say. What were you saying?
I was saying, like, a guy cannot be
Happens.
conventionally physically attractive, but if his energy is super on point, he can become like the hottest guy in the world.
So I think this is
agree
a
with that?
girl versus guy difference. I think girls fall in love with potential in a way that guys don't. I know a lot of girls who will stay in things where like, wow, he has great potential. Like he may not have the exact looks, but like I could get him to work out more. And I know a lot of women who stay for the guy's potential, whereas I think guys are a little bit more like clear cut about it. Like if she's right for me now, great. If she's not, it's over. It's not going to work. So I do think women are probably more likely to stay with somebody that they're like iffy about than guys, but teach their own.
Okay, let me specify the question even further. Has there been a guy in your past where you were like, he's not like physically super attractive, but his energy was on point and you found him very attractive?
Yes, absolutely.
There
He
you
was
go.
short. That was the problem. He was 5'9".
Yeah.
Would he still have a chance despite being 5'9" if his like...
His personality was extremely tall. Well, he was also like, he was a learned man of valor. And I think those are very rare to find these days. And that is like a diamond
What
in
is
this
what
world.
does that mean, a learned man of valor? Can you explain that for the audience?
Yes. Despite not
Yeah.
being college educated, he was very well-rounded about just different culture, different things, history. He would teach me a lot. He would know a lot about things. And he also had a lot of different interests rather than just like, let's squat up on Fortnite. He's like reading theories and just teaching me a lot. And he's like rugged, not in the sense of like lumberjack rugged, but like down to earth, really in tune with just like the world, but like in a godly way. Not like a man of the world, but he's a man of God who understands the world. And I really appreciate people who just have similar outlooks to me on life too.
And you said he was 5'9"?
Yeah, on a good day.
On a good day. All right, so he's
Is
like
this-
he's like 5'8". Did you date him? Would you date a guy
Kind
like
of,
that?
a little bit.
Kind of a little bit.
Yeah, but he also wasn't Jewish, so it
If he
wasn't going anywhere.
if he was Jewish, would you date him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the guy that red pilled you on the golden ratio?
No, those were like, that's just stuff that you learn when you're younger. I feel like everyone, well, I went to private school, so I don't know what's happening in public school.
Oh, you went to private school.
Jewish school. Yeah.
Catholic.
That's why.
All right,
That's why
let's,
what, Sam?
That's why she has like literal ancient knowledge.
Oh.
Because you don't really read
Thanks.
these things in
I thought you were
school.
saying
You have to read these
All
in
right,
philosophy.
quiet, guys.
Martin donated $200. Deborah, no long-term commitment, but we can make an agreement. You'll sign a NDA, grow your hair out a bit, convert away from Judaism. I'll coach you to speak a little less and fly you out private. And you and my girlfriend can compete for my affections.
Your response to Marquavius
What do you
Martin,
say?
Deborah.
This is a really tempting offer. I'm not gonna lie, like the NDA mixed in there, that really just gets me going. Unfortunately, no. Oh,
Martin donated $200.
Thanks, Martin.
Deborah, some other issues. You don't ever cuss at my boy Brian. His very essence demands respect. And not ladylike. Need to lose that Apple Watch. I'll put a Rolex on it if you behave yourself. And you haven't gotten hotter with time. Ask the biologist.
Shots
thanks for
fired.
your money. We're
Shots
gonna take
fired.
it around
Thank you,
with it.
Marquavius.
Well, Rollies will not. I'm gonna have a mint busted down two-tone Rolex one day, but that doesn't tell me how many calories I burn during the day, and that doesn't measure my Pilates classes for me. So I'm rocking with the Apple Watch these days. But sorry, Brian, you need the internet people to defend you. I think Brian
curse?
is
I
a
don't even-
strong man. He said, "Don't cuss at you."
did you
I think Brian is a
Strong,
strong
independent
woman.
man, and he don't need no internet
Hitler.
people defending him. But to the person beforehand, no, I would never convert from Judaism. I'm an extremely proud Jew today and until the end of time. And in terms of competing for your girlfriend, do I look like I would compete? Thank you.
Does it change anything if?
So you're not a 10 though?
Let me
Did he
just.
say that?
No, but I mean, you won't compete usually.
I'm not the
10s
type of
don't
girl who
compete.
competes for affection.
True.
Does it
Point.
change
hold ourselves
anything
too high.
that Marquavius Martin is a Mensa member and so very high IQ, and he owns like 40 Quiznos restaurants? Does that change?
Quiznos is like the sandwich shops.
Does that add to the calculus of whether you would date him or not?
Yeah, I'm really gonna no. Honestly, no. I'm one of those people that like the same way I was having a conversation at dinner last night. Somebody was telling me he's an agent here. One of his people he manages has made $28 million on OnlyFans in her lifetime. And we were talking about that, and I was like, I just don't feel there's any amount of money that can pull me away from my morals and my values. And I think it's the same, even if it's 100 Quiznos, even if it's 1,000 Quiznos.
What if he owns a couple Taco Bells?
10,000 Quiznos.
I've never tried Taco Bell.
Okay, all right.
I'm not a fast food girly. I'm kosher.
Okay.
Base though. Base.
Yo,
We
it's
do
time
like
for that,
Devora too
Deborah.
and stuff.
Time to Revolt
Separate.
donated 100. I wonder if all of the people watching on YouTube started watching on Rumble. Would the guests be allowed to speak freely? These hot button issues affect all facets of life. Shut up, guys. Shut the fuck up. Brian coming down on his guests on the behalf of YouTube is gross to watch. Hey, it is what it is. A lot of these social media companies are super woke. We kind of look, we got to play by their rules. Is what it is.
It is an interesting question, though. Hypothetically, if you could bring all of your guests from YouTube to Rumble, would you just let it rip more?
Oh yeah, I mean Rumble would. On Rumble, you can say anything, and I actually know the owners of Rumble.
I was
I've
about to
known
say, I
them for
could
like
hook it
10
up.
plus
Bro,
years.
dude,
Rumble.
after the success of the Whatever
alternative to
podcast,
YouTube,
you should hit them up and be like,
conservative
yo,
owned.
like we're one of the top podcasts on YouTube. Let's
I'm-
make a deal.
There's some negotiations.
sick.
There's already some negotiations going on with Rumble, so I don't want to.
Is there even 40 Quiznos?
I typically don't speak about.
Yeah, that's
I
I
don't
wish
speak
your
about that stuff,
followers
but
would direct.
I'm speaking with Rumble, so
that's cool.
Tell your followers they should direct their energy not towards Brian. It's not his fault that he has to censor himself so that he doesn't
thank
lose
you.
his business.
Thank
Direct
you.
it to the government to repeal Section 230, which allows social media companies to violate our
thanks.
First Amendment. Thank you very
Let's
much.
go.
Based.
Let's go. So based.
Absolutely.
yeah, it's but
Free Brian. Free my boy
Thank you,
Brian.
thank you, thank
Free
you,
Brian.
thank you. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Brixon, love your
Brixon.
show, but please move to Rumble. Also, read your audience. Case brings the topics people are craving to hear, those that cause polemic and incite debate. Do not scold him. Praise him for boosting engagement in your channel. Hashtag Christie's Lord.
Eve, thank you for the $200 super chat. Chase is a homie. Sam's a homie. I just like we because we're on YouTube, gotta be careful. It's my primary source of income. It's my business, so I just have to tread carefully. But
Yeah.
like Deborah was saying, like I think these platforms are doing a disservice to public discussions on these topics by being so censorious. So
Yeah, and Eve, I don't take offense to him scolding me. I mean, he's walking a tight line with these discussions, and YouTube is very they're very picky
Sensitive.
and sensitive and particular. I don't hold it against him. I think he's a smart man to do what he has to do. Did they with Matt Walsh? Did they demonetize his videos from
His entire
advertising
platform.
or like super chats?
His YouTube
everything?
channel
It's just-
demonetized. He's moving to Twitter
He
to
can't
full
bring
stream
in
now.
any income,
Nope.
even through super
He's
chats.
moving
and
to
stuff
Twitter
like that.
fully.
Wow,
he's losing like 5 figures of ad revenue. I
don't
think.
get that.
that's
I
crazy.
don't get how they could stop
Six
that.
figures.
Is it 6 figures?
100,000.
Oh, did it? I thought he was really. I mean, he's
That's
got a
so
very
brutal.
popular YouTube channel, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's his YouTube-based ad revenue. But it's a lot of money.
Dude,
so-
if this continues, I feel like it's eventually going to catalyze a mass exodus away from this platform.
They've tried. People have tried making alternatives, but I think it's hard because YouTube isn't just like some fun platform. We literally spoke about this. YouTube has been on our iPhone since the first iPhone came out, and these companies that got in when there wasn't any other social media, they have such chokeholds and monopolies on the industry that there's no room for anybody to come out. They're just going to get squashed right away. And like if half the people leave, then the majority are still on these apps, and then we're just all divided, and everyone's views goes down.
Yeah, Rumble. I mean, Rumble is doing well. They've been able to attract some decent personalities over to their platform, and I think they are starting to compete to some degree with YouTube. But I mean, like no one's really competing with YouTube in the sense of like, I mean, you have Twitch, which is actually more censorious than
Really?
YouTube.
Really?
Twitch is has
people
way
say crazy
stricter.
shit on Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is way stricter than YouTube when it comes to a lot of these topics, and you can't even like certain words that are like the most tame words you can't even say if you're streaming on Twitch, and the crazy thing with Twitch is they'll straight up ban your channel for you'll get like a 3-day 7-day ban on Twitch, and your channel's not, you can't even see the channel, whereas on YouTube it'll just be like, you'll be demonetized for a
Yeah.
period of time, or you can't upload for a period of time, but your content is still there, your channel's still there. But on Twitch, it's like you're erased from the platform entirely for like 3 days, 7 days, a month. So
Like TikTok.
TikTok's also terrible when it comes to
TikTok's-
censorship.
But it's like they'll censor the most crazy things, but then I'm scrolling on
True.
TikTok and I'll have this girl who's acting like she's getting hit from behind on live. Like it's literally insane.
I get her on my my For You page too.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like,
reading a book
What
and
do
they're
you
like
mean-
just
what do you mean
children.
hit from behind?
like there'll
She
be
means what
ladies
she
reading
means.
a book and they'll be like halfway
She's
up the
got, like, a
screen and they'll like bounce back and
about
forth
it.
to
Are
make
you
it
serious?
They try to make
Yeah.
it look like they're being.
or like ladies
Yeah.
working out in the gym but like barely wearing anything, just bending over the whole time,
hate it.
and like that's all allowed, but
So
you can't even just
haram.
say your opinion.
I've
So
seen like
haram.
birth on TikTok.
Yeah, no, literally.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, what is
I
happening?
saw it
on
like
TikTok?
last week.
It's because like they're allowed to say it's medical. Like
Does
it's
anyone
all those fine lines.
know
mean,
if TikTok is going away? Because
It's
isn't
not.
there
It's
aren't there
not.
rumors
Yeah.
that
It's not.
it's going away?
It's all scare
legislation?
tactics. You know what else was happening at the time? A lot of bad things. Like
It's-
it's always a distraction when these things come.
TikTok
to
was
light.
like the least important thing on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that bill
that
Last
we should
time
worry
TikTok
about.
was supposed to
It
be
was
banned,
crazy.
Hillary Clinton was on trial for her emails. So there's like a lot of things that
We
happened.
know how that went. Right.
It didn't.
All right. I'm not sure how to pronounce
lives in
this.
that thing,
Fias, Sweden. Is this Swedish kroner? I don't know. Thank you for the
Probably.
2,500 Swedish currency, I believe. This is a good discussion. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Okay, let's get into our topic for tonight. So actually, really quick, pull up Twitch. Let me just shout out the Twitch people, and we're going to get into our one of our first topics here. 2 hours into the podcast. All right, guys, go to twitch.tv/whatevermods. If you could just spam it in the chat really quick. Go drop us a prime if you have one. Drop us a follow if you have one. Rabid Dog, thank you for the tier 1. 2 Lit, thank you for the prime. Mike Hurst, thank you for the prime. Emilio, thank you for the prime. Oh, I already, Poro Cannon, I think I already did some of these. Skunky, thank you for the prime. BG, thank you for the prime. Priz, thank you for the prime. Adult Human Female, thank you for the prime. And thank you all for the follows too. Heroism, thank you for the follow. Deadpool, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Okay, so first topic. Oh wait, let me just
Time
do
to
this
Revolt
one.
donated
yeah.
$100.
Do you wanna read it,
So
Chase?
pleasantly surprised to hear Section 230 to come up on this stream. I literally stopped watching on YouTube and started watching on Rumble right before I sent my message. Let's see who else can do the same. The ladies in the corner need to speak more.
Yeah, do you guys want to
Honestly, though,
speak about Section 233?
I'm okay.
What do you
He
guys
said what needed to be said.
what do you guys think about like the French Revolution? Any thoughts on that?
Voltaire. No.
Foucault.
I'm
The
honestly-
hardest men to free are the ones who
I'm
learn to
honestly
revere
not
their
super
fames.
informed about that.
1968.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, don't worry.
No
Okay.
Respect for the humility.
Okay. Eric, can you pull up the Leonardo DiCaprio infographic?
Oh. We went on Noel's podcast about this.
Here we go.
So Leonardo DiCaprio, I believe he's 45. He consistently dates women between the ages of 18 to 25. He's not dated a woman, I suppose, as far as maybe he has, just his long-term girlfriends anyways, that's older than 25. He likes young, beautiful, attractive women. And he's gotten some flack for this. So, and you know what's interesting though, we don't know the details of the breakups. We don't know if the women are breaking up with him. We don't know what's going on. Maybe there's people making some assumptions here that he's dumping them at 25. Maybe the women are just realizing that he doesn't want children, he doesn't want to get married, and they want to pursue someone to have a family with. So
You know what it could also be? It might become like a self-fulfilling prophecy where like once the girls start getting close to 25, they're like, oh shit, I know that he always breaks up with girls at 25. I got to dip.
could be.
Break up with him before he breaks up with you.
Yeah, actually.
Defense tactics.
It could be. So, what's your reaction to that, Kiko? He's 45, dating women who are in their early 20s.
I know what Kiko thinks about this.
Kiko. Bang.
Or
Kurt Cobain.
yeah, go
Rage
ahead, Kiko.
quit.
I feel the times when men are older than 40 and are in a relationship with somebody underneath the age of 21 and it's a 1 or 2 off time, so be it, they met. But a man over the age of 40 who chooses to exclusively date 18 or 19-year-olds, I find that a bit weird. I feels like they want a power dynamic, feels like they can't find a woman over that age. Because it's like, what? Oh, because the evidence that you guys say to me that why an 18-year-old is so much better to date than a 25-year-old is just, it lacks luster for me every single time. So if you want to go through the details again,
Well,
of why.
before we give our rebuttal, I want to let everybody answer. So your thoughts?
This is fucking weird.
Turns into American Idol, everybody.
Just like a guy who like especially if he's older and he like seeks out younger girls like that. Younger girls, sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead.
I don't know.
What happened to your gloves, by the way? I missed those.
I took them off. My fucking OCD kicked in.
Okay.
We love
Like,
the gloves.
I'm here for them too, but like,
it's too much.
yeah.
Got
like,
it.
I served a look for a while. I think it gave what I gave. And it's still serving.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird to me. Like a guy who purposely seeks out younger girls.
It's like, it
Why
just seems
is
like
it
you can't.
weird?
Into the mic.
I don't feel comfortable talking about that.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll move on. Go ahead.
I think it's weird when it's that big of a age difference, especially if they've like just turned 18, 19. I feel like it's a little strange, but I mean, he's rich and famous, so
If you weren't dating a guy right now, would you date Leonardo DiCaprio?
no.
Stop the
Stop
cap.
the cap.
Stop
I
the
wouldn't.
cap.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't
You
either.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
You so bro.
I wouldn't.
Come
I-
on.
I don't
The
find
I don't think you guys
attractive.
realize the opportunity a lot of women have to date or be with like
Leonardo
celebrities.
DiCaprio.
I'm not saying to say but like he's not attractive to me in the slightest. Like not even for the money could I do that. Like
What
I
about-
value myself and my life. I would shoot my brains out probably a year in. So
I
why
mean-
even do it?
Okay,
One of
remove.
his 5+ guns.
I feel like so many women say that, but the reality is if
I
they
value
met-
my
if
happiness.
they saw him in person and he was like,
you
"Hey,
saw-
how you doing?" You'd be like, "Hi."
That's true.
You know?
I feel
will
like
say
you would
that's
just
true.
be starstruck. I don't think you would immediately want to
you'd
like
be
jump on
starstruck.
them.
It
I
happens.
would not date him,
hold
though.
Did you guys ever see that clip when Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend / wife ran into Leonardo DiCaprio? And
I did.
And he's like standing on the stair and she's looking up at him like,
I would
That
definitely.
like
Yeah.
that's what would happen to 99.9%.
You're not from here,
hold on,
are you?
Hold on. That's what would happen to 99.9% of women if they just happened to run into Leonardo DiCaprio.
But
You'd be starstruck. And if
Yeah.
he was like, hey, so like, what's your name? What are you doing later? You want to go grab a drink? Like you're telling me you'd be like, no, I'm not interested.
Well, on top of that, on top of what Chase just said,
No chance.
there's going to be a whole entourage surrounding him, and you're going to see men going up to him wanting to get attention, women wanting his attention. You're going to see this social component of the fame, and you're going to find that like you don't even have to intellectualize that. There's something like women will see that and be like, that's the fucking man.
Yep. I would bet.
Like-
I feel like I've seen.
Bro, women.
I bet in a
Would you? I
situation,
what does that
in
even
a
mean?
situation
Yeah.
he's describing, I bet $1,000 every single girl at this table would, if he asked them
No.
out, would
Just
be
because
like,
you would do that for
wouldn't.
Kim
No, I
Kardashian
wouldn't.
doesn't mean that we
Every
would do
girl
that
at
for
this
Leonardo
table,
DiCaprio. He's
every-
so ugly to me. Like
No.
he's literally hideous. Like money can't do that
He's
for
a
me.
good-looking guy.
He's not to
He's
me
a
at all.
good-looking guy.
He looks like a
Guy.
fucking like
In
like
comparison,
the Lord of
like-
the Rings. My
He's
precious
chubby.
to me. Like yeah, he's not
He
cute.
looks
His
like
head,
Gollum
Chubby?
to you?
his head is
Chubby.
a walking bold.
Doesn't
He's
work
full of
out.
wrinkles. He's hideous in my opinion. Honestly, he's even when he was younger. Maybe when he was like in his like teens when he first
Titanic
started,
phase.
he was like a little
He was
bit.
a hottie in the
but, like,
Titanic.
So physical appearance
I didn't even find him
matters
attractive
quite a
then.
lot.
yeah,
I-
it does.
So
It
physical
genuinely
appearance, he
does.
could be the
This
he could
is
be a
such-
literal A-list
yeah.
movie star.
Hey, everybody
And
in the chat.
it
Everybody
matters
in the
to me a
chat,
lot.
let us know if you think that they're capping. Do you guys think that they're telling the truth or
Yo,
do you think
cap
that they're
emojis.
capping?
Brian,
You
bring
can
in
Fact
Leonardo
check.
DiCaprio right
Me and
now.
Billy. Billy and I went on Michael Knowles' podcast about this exact topic, and we both said that we would not date him.
I have a great reason.
Stop the
Yeah.
cap. Wait, hold on, really quick. I just
Fact
got
check.
Eric, can you scroll
I'm
back
glad
up?
you guys are-
The,
Is your reason based on principle?
Yo, hold on.
No, when you get to me, I'll explain it.
I beat my Wi-Fi. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. That's a great name, by the way. I beat my Wi-Fi. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You think that's a great name?
Is that
It's-
a pun?
it's funny.
Is that a
It's
pun?
funny.
It's funny. I beat my
It's
Wi-Fi.
funny.
Look at
Look at those caps.
Look at the caps. Look at the caps. Oh, there's a top
Keep
hat. in
spamming
there.
caps,
Oh,
everybody.
let's see more top
Spam
hats,
the
guys.
cap.
Ray Yarizbeth believes them. Everybody else says that they're capping.
They say fucking one of the most critically acclaimed actors of our generation. And he's a very talented actor, too.
Dude,
it's just every metric.
Every woman responds to status and power in a man. And no matter how principled a woman can say, that doesn't mean that she's necessarily going to date him, but there's something in every woman. When they meet like a powerful man with high status who is admired, who's like a charismatic guy, like women respond to that. I saw you shaking your head. You're saying no?
No. So I'll give the exact answer I gave on the Michael Knowles show. I understand why he goes for younger women. He can attract a lot of women. And I also see why he wants that type of women, because they're pure, and if he's able to attract, a new pure woman every 5 years, then why not? That's what men are attracted to. I would not date him because, well, let me go back to that. Since he keeps going through these girls, he's never going to have the traditional family. He's never going to have the nuclear family, and I think you find true fulfillment in the nuclear family. And I think you're here to create a family, and he's not going to find fulfillment, and I will not date somebody that's not looking for that.
So that's
I
fair.
understand that.
You're a principled woman
Yeah.
who has something that you're specifically looking for, and he doesn't want that, and so it's a no for you.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was saying, and what I'm asking if you're disputing, is the idea that you wouldn't at least be somewhat there wouldn't be a part of you that would be interested, like, wow, this extremely high status guy who the entire world admires is taking an interest in me. Like, that wouldn't excite you at all?
I've had high status guys reach out to me multiple times.
Check any of our
But
DMs.
Exactly what I was trying
Check
to
any
say.
of our DMs. We
Pull
have
up
it
the
open
DMs.
to us on every single
It's not
day.
as hard as you guys think. Like,
who-
we already have this
who-
opportunity.
I got
Hold on,
NBA
hold on.
players, NFL players,
Who
movie
at
stars,
Leonardo
UFC
DiCaprio-
players,
Say it louder.
UFC
DiCaprio's-
players.
fighters.
who at Leonardo DiCaprio's
Jujitsu.
level has hit you up though?
I had a great
say
conversation
names.
with Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
but see, like a principled woman isn't going to be attracted to Andrew Tate unless she's into the
I
same
don't know
stuff.
any woman who'd be attracted to
No.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate slid into your
I know,
DMs.
I know, and shout out Samira Khan. We're trying to set her up as one of Tate's wives.
I don't want to get beat in my marriage.
One of my friends.
Wait,
Not
why-
on my list of
hold
priorities.
on. That's slander. Andrew Tate would beat you?
He seems like the type of guy to beat the shit out of his
Well,
wife. Straight up.
Are you basing that on?
So are you kidding me?
That's
Like, have you
fake
heard
news. Are
Are
anything
you basing
he
that
says?
on his videos with his ex who wanted him to
No, on his
rough her up?
demeanor as a guy and the way he thinks about women and the way that he sees them. The difference between a godly man and a man who sees the value in a woman in his life is that, like you said, he wants to be a man worthy of submission. What has Andrew Tate done to be worthy of submission? He doesn't give off this sense of I'm a strong leader, both for myself, my community. I'm a stronger leader in religion. There's just a lot of qualities that give off a strong man who's a good man. Being a strong man isn't equal with a good man, and I just have never seen any side of him that made me think that he wouldn't beat his wife.
He seems like a pretty strong man to me.
So all right. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that Andrew Tate has said and done in his life.
Mm-hmm.
However, I will absolutely dispute the idea.
Sorry, Chase.
Martin donated $200. Ladies, the primary metric of beauty menus for mate selection is a direct correlative to procreative value. To give a man the best chance of carrying on a legacy, the desired woman should be as fertile and healthy as possible, i.e. youthful.
Marquavius, thank you, man,
That's
for the
what you guys say
200.
every
Facts.
single
So-
time.
Facts.
So Tate,
I want to finish my
go ahead.
point.
Yeah, you were
I
talking
wanna
about
finish my
Tate. Go
point.
ahead.
Although I disagree with a lot of the things he's said and done in his life, part of the reason why he does attract a lot of women is because he is a strong leader and he is very protective. Doesn't mean he's a good leader in terms of religion or religious moral values and stuff, but guarantee his girlfriends know, okay, if this guy loves me, he's going to protect me and I'm going to be safe with him.
I think it depends what women want, because something I've made it very clear I would never settle for anyone less than a manly, masculine man. But I also appreciate the soft side of men where they're hard to everybody else. It's kind of the guy who's bad to a bad guy to everybody else, but they're very sweet and soft for you. I definitely appreciate that side of men, and I don't see that reflected in him. I couldn't imagine if you're crying, just personality wise, not really based off his
but
takes.
you're also basing that off of what he portrays on social media.
That's
Exactly.
that's what it is, though.
That's
all we could base
that's
it
all
off
I could
of.
base it off of. If I met him, maybe I'd have a different take. I don't know if he's still in prison right now or not.
No,
but
he
aside,
got out.
He got out.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I ever make it to
Top G's out.
Romania,
Top
I'll
G's
hit
out.
him up. But
And let's not act like we just see him doing a little bit of videos here and there. We've seen hour-long of him talking about his points of views and how he is as a person. So we kind of do get to see, even if it is a facade or not, if that's a facade that he wants to take on, I don't want to be and parts of that.
I want to make it very
that's
clear. I don't
understandable.
disagree with everything he says. I'm not one of those people that's just like an Andrew Tate hater.
Okay, so let's bring it back to Leonardo
Yes.
DiCaprio.
What was the original question?
So, well, we were reacting to this infographic of basically he doesn't date older women or women his age, and we were going around getting everyone's reaction to that. I don't know if you got to kind of give your take on
What
it.
was the question again?
Just basically, hey, here's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh,
He's
what do you think of
45
it?
or something.
Yeah.
He's dating
I mean-
women in their early 20s, basically.
Love is love. I'm not judging, but
But you wouldn't date him.
I wouldn't date him.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Even
date
if you were
him.
single.
Even if I
Okay.
was single, I don't.
Leonardo
think I would
steps
date
to
him.
you as
I'm
like
18. He's what, 45? I know
Yeah.
he goes for girls my age,
His last
but
girlfriend was 19. You're right.
but
there.
I don't go for guys that are 45. So.
rip. Sorry. RIP's in the chat for Leonardo DiCaprio.
So, all right.
But
so
yeah, like again, like no judgment. Like is it right? I don't think it's completely right, but
Why is that?
because that's like dating my father. My father's 47.
Well, no, but that would be incest. You're not related to Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah,
unless there's
No,
something
in the
you want
age
to tell
group.
us.
You know what I mean? Like in the same age group.
What's
Okay,
the oldest
there's-
you would date?
Probably like 22, 23.
What's the oldest everyone here
Yeah,
would
I
date?
was
I'm
gonna
very
say,
curious
let's-
about
that's
it.
a good question,
No matter
Deborah.
of fact, where's
30
everyone from?
30 to 35, 30 probably.
And you're 23?
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait, you had an issue with that the last time we were on the show.
I'm 23 years old. I'm not 18.
I know,
That's
but
a
you were
5-year
you were
difference.
saying guys in their like 30s to mid 30s.
I said 30s plus-
who had interest in 18 to like 25-year-old
I
girls.
never said that.
Yeah, it was like 23, 25. That was your
I
range.
never said that.
Yes, you did.
I said 30-plus-year-old men who consistently only date 18 and 19-year-olds. My whole point has always been
No, it
under
was early.
21.
It was early 20s as well.
It's my
It was early 20s as well.
my point has always been under 21. I've had this belief
was early
for a
20s
very
as
long
well.
time.
It was
And
early
when you
20s
tell
as
me
well.
that I misspoke what you said, I agree with you. So I'm telling you right now, maybe if there were 60, yeah, I said it's weird if she's 23,
Hey.
but 30 plus.
It was specific. Yeah,
No.
it was specifically.
I would
30
never
plus
say a
into
5-year.
18 to
I
early
would
20s.
never say a 5-year age gap is weird. So don't put words in my fucking mouth.
I'm not. We could
Okay.
pull up the footage. We could pull it up.
I just got a beautiful chat. Thank you so much.
What does it
He
say
said,
there?
one day I'm sure you're going to find your Bashar, which is in
Here, pull it
Judaism,
up.
like your soulmate. And Kol Kavod, good job, Am Yisrael Chai, long live Israel. And then it's like, blessings to God.
Based.
Yeah.
Okay.
God bless. I speak Hebrew.
Cars in Depth, thank you for the $100 super chat.
Toda rabba.
It is a great mitzvah for you to donate that to us. So,
So
l'chaim.
I got an interesting question to kind of reframe things for the ladies. Okay, we know your guys' answers. For you two, I know that you're committed to your boyfriend. You probably love him a lot. Imagine that you were single. Imagine Leonardo DiCaprio had this like conversion, and he was like, I'm going to be a Christian, or I'm going to be Jewish, and then he comes upon you guys, and he's like, hey, like I don't want to keep dating around anymore. I want to get married and have a family. Would you guys be open to it with a guy like Leonardo DiCaprio? No.
Well, personally, I think he's also been with too many women for me, and publicly, like that's just something I'm not a fan of. But he's also just not my type. Like I've had opportunities to date successful guys if I wanted to, but I want somebody on my level in a sense, like who makes me be better, but also my oldest, like I have a hard time talking to a guy that's 30 or older. It just feels too old for me. I think there's a generational difference nowadays. It's not just age. There's like, we have iPhones. We grew up with iPhones. They didn't have internet. It's a lot different. They don't get it. So if he got it a little older, like a 30-year-old, but I'd cap at like 29 for me, max.
29 for you? And
Yeah.
you're 20.
I'm 23.
23, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My grandparents were only 10 years apart.
Really quick on
Yes.
sort of related to this, you mentioned that, well, we have gotten a lot of attention from people who are notable or famous. You mentioned blue check marks in your DMs, and you gave a laundry list of different professions that these men are in. So how many blue check marks have you had in your DMs? Pull the mic closer to you, please.
Thousands.
Pull the mic.
I'm going to say thousands.
Thousands of blue check marks.
I've had my Instagram for
Must
a
be
few
nice.
years now,
The
but I think this is
privilege.
girls. What
Okay.
you don't get it is it's not just me. It's a girl could have 2,000 followers and Andrew Tate sliding in her DMs. I know girls like
guys
that
are
because
easy.
guys think that they go for it. They shoot their shot. I can't blame them. Good for you. Shoot your shot. You never know.
Well, I want to stay on the Leonardo DiCaprio topic
Yes.
for a little bit here, but I do want to say Women have dating on easy mode. Changed my mind. Okay.
Completely agree.
What do you say? Sorry.
Women have dating on easy mode
I would disagree.
compared to men.
I see
Good
your
women,
point.
hot women.
No.
I see your point, but it's like
Even average women have dating on
Yep.
easy mode.
Yeah, sevens and above.
you go your
Even-
struggle
honestly,
you're
even
saying
five.
is you struggle maybe to get a first date. Me, it's like we're scared for our lives sometimes. So it's like a very difference of things when it's like dating on easy mode. Like it's maybe if you're an ugly man, sure. My boyfriend definitely has never had a problem dating because he's an attractive man. If you're an ugly girl,
Right.
it's gonna be hard for you too.
But here's the
So-
difference. Average women have an easier time dating than average men.
And whose fault is that? It's your guys' fault for sleeping with anything that has two legs. Not saying
No,
necessarily
no,
men in
no.
general.
Women-
Men in general.
No, that's
Men
not
in
how it
general.
works.
That's really not how it works.
Can we address the chat for 1 second?
What?
They're
What
all
do you-
coming after me saying 30-year-olds didn't have iPhones. I was 9 years old when the first iPhone came out. We didn't have Instagram till I was 12 years old, and I'm only 22 right now. I don't know why I said 23. I'm 22. Sorry. My birthday's May 13th. I'm literally 22 right now. I was born in 2000. But yeah, to all the people that are saying you're 27, you didn't have it, like, so being raised, like I had a Motorola flip phone for my first phone. Like people who grew up with Instagram, Photoshops, all these celebrities in your face, TikTok, all this pressure to be on social media.
Get some help.
Like I've been on social media since fifth grade.
It's
Someone
a
who
lot.
was 30
It's a
wasn't on
very
social media
different-
since fifth grade.
Being raised with social media is a very different mindset and worldview than people who grew up the good old fashioned way, hanging out in the park, seeing your friends, meeting up with them. It's different mindsets, I think.
Okay, here, let me frame the question like this. Agree or disagree? Do women have dating on easy mode? Kiko, yes or no? Compared to men.
What does dating on easy mode even mean? Like I really don't.
It
I
means
really don't get that.
it means that you
understand-
get to select. So this is something that's like inherent to just women in dating, is that they're kind of all players, and not like consciously, but because they just have so many options, right? Like there's this guy in your DMs, and that guy met you yesterday, and there's this guy in the grocery store, and so you have options. Whereas men, we have to go out and create those options for ourselves. They don't just slide into our they don't just show up into our lives.
I mean,
so
just
that's
to
what he
complain
means.
about that just sounds like very
It's not
like
complaining. It's just acknowledging a reality of the world. What Sam is getting at, and by the way, I disagree with the idea that all women are like kind of players, but I understand what you're getting at. The reality that he's getting at is that women are born with their value, and men have to build their value, right? If I'm some loser and I just sit at home and I'm eating like potato chips all day and I don't spend my time trying to build my value as a man, build my confidence, all of these kind of things, I'm not going to have as much success with women as I would otherwise. But an average woman who isn't working on her own personal excellence and who still has a decent level of attractiveness, even if she's just average, there's going to be tons of dudes that want to sleep with her. And average guys do not have tons of women that want to sleep with
they
them.
probably do. They're just trying to seek out
No,
women who are above their
no.
pay grade.
Kiko, let me
Can I
let me
interject?
tell you
Like
conclusively.
especially in IV, I know men who are
Kiko.
ugly as hell getting laid every
Kiko,
night.
Because
hold
they
on,
have
let Chase
confidence.
finish.
Because they have Tinder.
They have Tinder,
Let's be
but
for
they
real.
also have game and they have confidence. Okay.
I mean, game matters.
The-
Riz.
It does. The average guy does not have tons of women who want to sleep with him. The average guy would be
Has
lucky
none.
to have one
Yeah.
or two who want to sleep with him. Okay.
I see your point, but it's like
The average, the point that I've made in previous podcasts, the average guy can go on Tinder and get 0 swipes. Okay. The average woman can go on Tinder and get laid tonight.
Kiko,
But
just
it's
think
not
about it
getting
this way.
laid. Are we talking about dating or
Yeah.
getting laid?
You say it's
Because-
because guys are lazy?
easy.
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 What do you-
A lot more men are easier to will sleep. Men are more
Sure.
willing to sleep with people who are not on their level than women. That's your own personal
And
problem.
that's-
Don't
and-
sleep
and-
with people
and-
who are below you.
And you are proving my point. You're proving my point. Men will sleep with a lot of different women. Okay?
That sounds like a personal problem, is what I'm
It's not.
saying.
It's not a personal problem. It's just the reality of life. Women will not sleep with average guys. Men will sleep with average women. Is the point. And men have to build their value. It doesn't just come naturally to them like it does for women.
Maybe it depends
Hold
on
on.
area.
You wanted to come in?
No,
Go
it's,
ahead.
it's just a universal law of nature.
Hold on,
Would
go
you
ahead.
date? Would you go for an average woman though?
No.
So
Would you
that
go for an
kind
average
of-
woman? You
What
guys
do
had a lot of
what do you
standards.
mean- what do you mean by
You
average?
three have a whole
I'm not
bucket
an
of
I'm
standards.
not an average man. I work much harder than the average dudes
Yeah,
in my
but
age
I'm
group. I
saying,
have
like-
for a long time. Like I'm selective with who I date. I'm extremely selective. I always have been. But just because I wouldn't doesn't mean that a ton of other guys wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys who are very average and they don't have any problem finding women to sleep with or date or anything. It's just knowing who's on your level.
But is finding someone to sleep with really fulfilling?
I would love
That's
to
what we're
hear
talking
Billy
about.
on this.
Please come in.
I have across platforms probably over 800,000 followers that are all single men. That's why they follow me for dating advice. And I get thousands of messages every day from attractive guys that cannot get a date. And the messages are fucking sad. Like, it is, girls are not aware of the crisis out there that men are facing in the dating world. I don't think you guys can, I don't think you can speak on it because you don't know about it. You don't see them. It's way bigger than you could ever imagine. You have no idea how sad it is. I cry about it when I read the messages.
So let me ask you a question. You mentioned that you have a lot of attractive guys who cannot get a date. Why would you say that is?
I think this is
you can just be honest. This is an important conversation that a lot of people can learn from.
I think the feminism movement has completely beat down men.
Okay, expand on that.
I think they are scared to speak to women
because of the Me Too stuff, or
that's a part of it, but I don't think it's a big part of it. I think their confidence is absolutely destroyed in the dating world. Women feel like I feel like the feminism movement has kind of made women not just feel equal to men, but actually superior to men. And I feel like that's the way they treat a lot of men.
Do you feel like the feminism movement has convinced a lot of women to not appreciate men for what they bring to the table?
Masculinity is dead.
Because feminism causes women to become masculine and to embody the traits that they would otherwise look for in a partner. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, and that's hard for a man to even be attracted to.
Right. Because
no man wants a masculine woman.
Right. And men, you know, we have a dream inside of our hearts. If you're a masculine man who's red-blooded, we have a dream inside of our hearts to care for a woman and protect her and provide for her and build a family with her. And a lot of women who are like deep into feminism, they're like, I don't need a man to do those things for me. Do you feel like that is demoralizing a lot of men who are looking for partners?
Absolutely. It's not giving them purpose. When a man cannot provide for his family,
men can, but
when a man is not appreciated for providing for his family, that completely
invalidates him in a way.
Yes.
And so do you feel like that is causing a lot of men to feel hopeless in the dating marketplace?
Yeah, and I also think a lot of men, I think porn plays a huge part in this. I think that a lot of men are just
addicted.
I think they're addicted. I think they're in their homes now more, and they don't have the social skills to speak to women. And I think, you know, like we said, game is attractive to us. Like, a lot of men don't even know how to approach women. I think it's a combination of things. And I also think that the whole porn industry is driven by a lot of women that feel empowered with sex. And that's a whole other topic.
If I may ask her another question. I assume you've had successes in helping men get better with women and find girlfriends, wives, so on and so forth. What would you say has been the most effective thing in your coaching of these men to help them cross that threshold?
It's honestly the conversation skills. Once a guy can land the first date, usually he's capable of taking a little bit further. It's honestly just getting the first date. I've helped people a lot with dating profiles. Their dating profiles are trash. Once a man, one of my really good friends is actually a dating app photographer, very lucrative business.
Wow.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's honestly, he does amazing work.
Terrible.
But once he completely revamps their profiles, because women look at a profile for a significant
first photo.
Like that's it, and they're done. They'll find the smallest ick.
So what has made the most successful dating profiles for men? What do those profiles look like?
Honestly, less of the. I'm trying to think of what. His name is Justin Harder. For anybody wondering, his work's insane. Jay Harder Photo. I'll give him one last shout out. But basically, it's making the man look more successful. That's what's leading to like
Projecting an
showcasing
image of
his
success.
life. Yeah, but not a false image. He'll
Yeah.
never project them in like a false light. They'll
Okay.
never be on a private jet if they can't afford a private jet. Like it's not like painting a false reality. But kind of like you're not having the club photos where you're drunk with your 6 friends, and I think the gym selfies, like getting rid of those and replacing them with maybe like fitness photos, like overall fitness photos. I think a lot of guys make dating profiles and they think they select photos that they think the boys would like.
Yeah.
They make their profiles for the boys. That's something I
Like
always
you
say.
go on. I remember when I was on dating apps, it was like most of the guys, all their pictures, there was like 6 of them in the photo. Like I could barely even tell what the dude would look like because it was either a group photo every single time or like an obscured, super far away sunset and they're just back. And it's like, yeah, I mean, like, duh, like why would we want to swipe on that? I don't even know what you look like, so.
Somebody
Like,
said,
you know what's funny about that
You gotta
though?
help
The whole,
yourself.
you know what's funny about that? The whole looks thing is you often hear people say men are so superficial. Men care so much about looks. However, it seems to be the case that women care a great deal about looks and physical appearance, as is proven by what's going on dating apps.
I'm superficial as fuck.
Well,
When it
that's
comes
only
to it first, I want to be attracted to you.
somebody said fake profiles get you dates, not relationships. It's not a fake profile. Good photos get you dates, and a lot of men have the conversation skills to get a relationship, but they just can't get the dates. So once they get the dates, they're good, and they can develop their conversation skills on those dates. They just need the dates.
Wait, so you think once a guy gets a date,
It's not an automatic relationship, but I think a lot of men.
It's a step.
It's a step, yeah. I think I
step
think men.
towards what? That girl eventually becoming a girlfriend? Because I would say in today's day and age, I would say most first dates don't lead anywhere.
Well, not just like that single
learn
first
from
date.
them, though.
Once you have
Huh?
a more options.
You
What's up?
absolutely learn from them.
Yeah.
Though.
I think it goes back to
But-
what we were talking about earlier, which is that a man's personality really adds to his attractiveness for women. So when they're on the apps and only the apps, they don't really get to feel his energy. And that's always been my issue with like using the apps is like I have high energy. I have the like I'm not gonna talk about myself too much.
You
but
got the sauce, Sam.
yeah, like
High
when a guy has the
frequency?
sauce, like women can't really feel that, and you can't even really feel that over text because you can't hear the tonality of his voice. You can't look into his eyes. And so my advice to any guys that are struggling on the apps would to be grow some balls and go and look confused in Trader Joe's, because that's where you're gonna find
you.
that's where you're actually gonna find a girl that's worth dating. Because if you leave it up to the apps, all they can
No, I
look
think
at is
there's-
your shitty photos that your friends took of you from 2016.
Thank you for
Yes.
bringing that up.
Agree.
Ladies,
Disagree.
go to Home
No,
Depot.
I think
Go
there's
to
a lot
Home
of
Depot.
success in
I've seen those memes. I'm like,
Lowe's.
Home Depot is where you find
Well,
a father.
okay, so
I'm looking for screws. I'm in the light bulb
Can I ask you a
section.
question though,
hold
Billy?
on, hold on, Kiko. I wanted to let you guys come in a little bit here. Your take.
What's the
Okay, the question is,
If they don't want to speak, just
do women have dating on easy mode as compared to men? Agree or disagree?
I feel like I don't have enough experience to respond to this, but
Here, let me ask a clarifying question. Who has an easier time getting laid, men or women?
That should be
I would
Don't-
say women.
hold on. Go ahead.
I would say women.
Okay, you would say women.
Yeah.
Who has an easier time getting a date, men or women? If you want, go ahead.
I honestly don't know.
I mean,
just move on.
you don't have like a sense. I mean, you have girlfriends, you have guy friends. Do you guys
She doesn't
talk
know.
about that?
Yeah, she
She
doesn't
doesn't
know,
know.
bro.
It's
Okay.
fine.
What about you?
I would say women definitely have it easier.
Okay.
Are we just saying our answers, or would you
just
like
wanna
me
hear
to
from you guys. If you'd like
elaborate?
to-
If you'd like to
I'll
elaborate.
elaborate a little bit about
What's up,
it,
Kiko?
but
No, nothing.
What's up?
I was just saying because she was like asking. I was saying he just wants you guys to talk because you're not talking. So just
Oh,
say
yeah,
something
yeah.
so we can move
feel like
forward.
we need-
oh
address
yeah,
this
because
topic.
like
Well, no, I want to try to bring them
Bring
into
them
the
in, yeah,
conversation.
that's-
like we made the point earlier, women have the choice to whoever men they want. Obviously, they have a lot of options, But
Yeah, I
I
would agree with
Random
that.
people now.
The Debras.
But I think like we said, like we rated ourselves 10s. Like women are overly confident, so if a guy will walk up to you when you're out, you're gonna be like, oh no. So that makes them feel insecure in a way, which is why it's harder for them to be able to talk to women and try to get more women.
At the bar, I see very successful encounters. So I don't know, maybe it's just because everyone's drunk there, but when I am bartending, I'll oftentimes see men approach women. Majority of the time, they either chat for a little bit, end up dancing together, whatever. I rarely ever see a man approach a woman at my bar, at least where I work, and them just be like, straight fist. Unless they were like drunk as hell all over them being a weirdo, then of course.
Yeah.
But
the
usually
thing about,
they give them a chance.
The thing about that example, Kiko, is the type of dudes that are going to bars are gregarious, outgoing guys who like have confidence in their game, and they know that there's attractive girls out there, and they want to go talk to them. That is not representative of the average male population.
Okay, but like how Sam said, get out of there and go. When men approach women in a nice way and not creepy, majority of the time it's not met with just get away from me. Online, maybe, because I'm not gonna respond to a random man who just DMs me if I don't know who they are, because honestly it's scary. I don't know who I can meet out there and be a weirdo and chop me up into a million pieces. But you know, sometimes you could read it better in person, so I feel like for men a lot of encounters come better. That's why I was gonna ask her, have you just started this after the pandemic? Like, have we seen a shift since the pandemic where people were inside trying to do this versus when men were out and approaching women and it wasn't as taboo for those things? I see them having a fairly easy time, especially in IV. It could be the ugliest man walking up to an average woman and they'll go home together. Men in IV have no problem getting laid. I've watched the ugliest men get laid every single night.
Kiko, because you are seeing a specific subset of men.
That's why I said maybe it's the area.
No, it's not just the area. This is across the board. A very small amount of men are just getting women easily. For the vast majority, you shake your head. I talk to a lot of men, Kiko, a lot of men, and they all come to me because they're like, bro, it seems like you have confidence in understanding how women work. Help me because I'm struggling with these women. A lot of dudes are not successful with women. The majority of guys are not successful with women. It is difficult for men to attract and keep women if they are average men. It is not an easy thing.
I would say if they're below average.
It is no. It's not. It's not.
Well, this
below
is exactly
average.
why marriage rates are declining.
And it's also why she has 800,000 followers across her platforms of attractive. You said it's below average men. She has attractive dudes that are struggling to get solid
I would say
women.
any man who's going to her for that probably has some more deep-rooted issues.
No,
is the reason why they're having to
Kiko,
do that.
the problem is that you are
'cause they're
judging.
not
You are
normal.
judging all men based on the small subset of men that you see.
I don't
Can I
think
say
you
something
could
real
speak
quick?
on.
You're judging off the small subset.
No,
of men that you see.
I know a shitload of guys.
So do I.
Okay, a shitload of guys.
Let's pull up some studies too, by the way. But
Yeah,
Go for
the majority of these guys. I mean, all you have to do is look at that thing that Brian brings up. The female,
Infographic.
Like how everyone's
no,
hoes.
hold on.
How do hoes exist?
Hold on.
delusion.
The female
Because they're
delusion.
fucking everybody.
Please listen.
Kiko, let him finish.
Please listen.
He's cut me off a lot of times, Brian. If you haven't
Kiko,
noticed.
you're the master of cutting off. Just let him finish, and then you can go. Well, you would look shocked, but just. By the way, you can keep a poker face while people are talking. You don't need to do like a whole. You don't need to do like a
Brian,
don't
don't say anything to me anymore.
you don't, bro.
Do you want
don't-
views or no? If I
Bro,
was just
but-
sit here like this, you're not gonna get shit. So let me
Bro,
do what
but-
I do. Thank
but
you.
It's if you're like grimacing when someone's trying to make a point and you're like rolling your eyes, it's kind of rude.
He does the exact same shit. He,
Well,
like,
I'm not looking
Kiko,
at Chase.
I've
maybe you should.
listened to many of your points. I let you make them, and I try to address them. And the point that I want to make right now, throughout, so I've done, this is what, the 9th episode that I've done at this point, and one of the things Brian has asked girls, he goes like, okay, so what kind of guys do you like, right? Girls like tall guys who ideally make a decent amount of money. Oftentimes, like Deborah said, it's above 6 foot tall, right? And if you look up the female delusion calculator and you look at the amount of dudes that are above 6 feet tall that make, $90,000 a year or up, it's like less than 1% of the population. Okay, so you have women saying, hey, this is what I want. 99% of men do not fit that standard. Okay, and so you say, well, it's the below average guys that, they can't get laid. Literally 99% of men do not fit in the average woman's standards for what they want in a partner. Do you see the problem there?
I see that, but my point is, a lot of women might be saying that, but their actions aren't showing that. I might say that, but my last ex was broke as fucking 5'7".
You're
so
right.
he still got to date me.
You're right,
And I
which
was
is
not,
why
so
he got to date you.
yeah, he got to date me.
What?
Yeah. Want me to say it again?
You
He
guys got to date
me.
You guys got to date each other, right?
Based off of the point of he's saying is how he's below me because he's not 6 foot and wasn't making that much money. In his eyes, he got to date me because based
Is
off
that
what
how
you guys
you
are
view
saying.
it? Is that your frame of how you view?
I would say he got to date me because he reached out to me for months beforehand, and we had to have multiple friends intervene to get us into a relationship.
You didn't
Is
get to
why.
date each other?
Honestly,
You didn't feel
not,
fortunate to date him?
No, not at all.
So why did you date him?
I was honestly
Interesting.
dragged into it. I was in a very traumatic point in my life.
Rip for this.
Can I say something? Real
Okay,
quick
when I
on
met
this
him, I
topic?
was at a very
Eric, can you pull
low
up the
point of my life.
infographics?
We met 1 month before the pandemic hit, and we kind of just got stuck together.
a
If I had
convenience.
never,
Stuck together.
if I wouldn't have experienced what I experienced right before meeting him, we were basically, if you know what the term is, we were trauma bonded basically together. And it took me a long time to get out of it, honestly, because I thought he was gonna kill me. So after I was with him, I was scared to get out of it. So because you guys are fucking making fun of me, if you want me to actually say the real reasons, yeah, he was giving me those signs that if I was gonna actually leave him, he was gonna, you know,
It was rude. It was rude.
What?
what's like,
Huh?
It was rude.
It wasn't me. It was Eric.
Well, I'm
I
sorry.
think we
I'm sorry
can
to
all
hear that
agree.
relationship.
There's a lot
it's
of
fine,
psycho
but it's just
guys
like,
out
dude,
there these days.
like you guys are acting like
psychos.
you guys want to see just one side of everything.
There are psycho guys out there, but to paint like you make it sound like it's like a large
No,
percentage
no,
of
no,
the
no,
dating
no. It's
pool.
not a large percentage, but there are like this fringe group of guys that I don't know what it is. I don't know if this is new to society, but like the guys are like, I'll kill myself if you break up with me. Like, seek some help.
That's what he did at
Seek
first.
some
Yeah.
Women
help.
do that
There's-
shit too, though.
I know it's
Women do
manipulative
that
as
shit
shit,
too.
and
It's
everyone
bad
needs
both
to get
ways, for sure.
serious help if you're saying that to someone, because that's just manipulating somebody.
That's like so rare, though.
It's-
There's
it happened to me.
It's
happened
not.
to me.
It's
My
not
ex
that
it's
rare.
happened to everyone at this table.
Let
Yeah.
me just
Not that
say
rare.
for
Every single
anyone,
guy.
My ex-girlfriend
for
actually
anyone,
did, and she got
for anyone,
resuscitated. So that's why he knew he could play that card on me.
for anyone,
happen.
for
It's fine.
anyone
I guess
listening,
it's fucking bullshit.
for anyone listening who finds themselves in a position where they want to kill themselves if their significant other breaks up with them, I just want to say to all of you guys, find purpose in your lives, find meaning in your lives, and fulfillment beyond relationships. It's my personal opinion. I want to make this point for all of the people out there that are struggling. It's my personal opinion that you should be fulfilled in yourself and find joy and happiness in your own life and completeness as a person before you get into a relationship, so that you are not emotionally dependent on the validation of that person that you're in a relationship with. There
I
are a
agree.
lot of
Amen.
people out there like that
Amen.
who become suicidally depressed after a breakup.
It's an unhealthy attachment too.
It is. You have to find fulfillment in yourself as a person outside of the relationship.
And even if you're
I
not
wanted to
fulfilled,
state
just
that.
don't kill yourself because you matter. Thank you. We love you.
Can I say something to this point? It's that we're arguing about, like, it started with, do women have an easier time dating than men? And fundamentally, men are like, this is gonna sound, you know, like kind of silly, but like fundamentally, men, they are the ones that like go and they like penetrate the dating world, and women are the ones that look at all of their options.
You're too
and
far
they-
from the mic.
And they receive, right? So as a man, if you're a man and you're having struggling dating, it is entirely your fault. It is 100%
Disagree.
on you,
I
and it's
disagree.
okay if
Disagree.
Disagree.
it's
What I will say is, if you're struggling dating, it is a reflection of something that's happening in your personal life that can be improved upon. There's a lot of guys out there who are black-pilled on their options and the fact that women don't want them. And what I would say to every man in that position, if you work on yourself and you work on building your confidence as an individual, like the girls earlier in the discussion said, you can give off that tall man energy. You can become very attractive despite not being conventionally physically attractive. If you build your confidence, you build your energy, you build your value as a man. That is something that every guy should be working on so that they can be more successful dating. And it's something that is within every man's grasp.
I disagree that it's 100% a man's fault if he's struggling when it comes to dating. I mean,
There are
basically,
other factors.
There's 100%. I mean, feminism
Like
is,
what?
is one
Like
of them.
feminism.
Feminism is one of them, because I mean, the way men used to make themselves attractive was by being providers. That's no longer good enough. So men are struggling to find, I suppose, a meaning or purpose in their life, because it used to be, go provide for your family. If you're a provider, you'll find a woman, you'll take care of her, single income household, you'll be the sole breadwinner. That's how it used to be. However, now because of feminism, and I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. However, it's perhaps an unintended consequence of basically doubling the labor pool. And there's articles about this of women saying that they're not able to find economically attractive partners, and men are not appealing partners from an economic and financial sense. So that's the chief way that a lot of men made themselves attractive was, hey, just get a job, there'll be a woman for it. Hold on, let me just finish. Also, you have a globalized sexual marketplace. So you have dating apps, social media, you have dating apps, social media, internet, Instagram. So hold on. Can you guys not talk while I'm talking, please? Okay. So you have globalized sexual marketplace where in the past, a woman used to have, if she lived in Idaho, her pool of partners was in her city in Idaho. Now a woman can hop on Instagram, hop on a dating app, match with people within a 100-mile radius. She can get DMs. Guys don't get DMs like this. She can get DM by NFL players. She can get DM by this guy, this music producer, this actor, this famous athlete, whatever it may be. They'll fly her out to Miami. They'll fly her to Vegas. They'll fly her to LA. They'll fly her to Dubai. So you basically have women who have basically mind-boggling amount of options, whereas even an average woman, you guys said even a woman with 2,000 followers on Instagram has these blue check marks in her DMs. So women have such an insanely disproportionate amount of options, which they can now exercise on, let's say, and men simply don't have that. And so men are, last thing. So also with the dating apps, it's purely physical, and the data has been out there for years now. Women swipe on like less than 10% of guys. Women are all chasing after the same 10% of men on dating apps. Women already did that before dating apps, like hypergamy, women would be chasing after the best guys at college, the best guys here, the best guys there. But now with digital, now with Instagram, now with dating apps, it's like hyper insane. So basically you have a much higher proportion of men who are getting zeroed out, who have no options, who are just like normal average dudes. Some of them between say normal average to like even good looking dudes are getting zeroed out because they're all chasing after these top percentage of men.
Yes.
So for that reason, it's really not men's fault, I think.
Okay. I hear you. Women have overinflated egos after downloading apps. With the advent of social media and dudes sliding into their DMs, they see, wow, I'm really actually a hot girl that's worth this much. You have to look at, are they getting fulfilling relationships?
No.
They're probably just getting smashed and passed. But with that being said, my point still stands, and I stand by it, that if you're a man, you don't have any time to sit around and say, woe is me, pity me, because you're not getting dates because of whatever reason. Like, as a man, you need to go out and fuck the world. Yeah. You need to go out and like make yourself the best possible man that you can be from wherever you're starting. And I understand that it's hard, but if you sit around and complain and focus on all the negative reasons why you can't get a date, then you are going to continue to see that show up in your life rather than going into Trader Joe's and looking confused, which is what you should be doing. You should try and improve upon yourself. And my point was simply that as a man, a lot of guys just aren't putting in the work. And myself included in the past, like there are times when I get lazy and when I become complacent and when I'm not doing the things that I need to be doing. And when I'm completely on top of my stuff, like women, they just come into my life naturally. Yeah. And my advice to any men is that there's hope. Like you evaluate yourself realistically and do the best that you can do, because that's your only option. There's no option to just sit around and complain that dating has become harder because women's egos are inflated by social media and by dating apps, even though that's true.
Martin donated $200.
Thank you, Mark Fabius. Appreciate it.
I'm bringing in the money today.
You're on a roll already.
As I can. I'll fly you home for the holidays so you can breathe in the loving arms of your family. and in a matter of years, you'll barely think of me every day. Kiko, be less narcissistic.
I love being a narcissist, but that's the thing. You talked about his girlfriend in the last one. You don't have a girlfriend. I will guarantee right now you don't. And if she did, if you do, she should slap the fuck out of you for spending $600 so far on this podcast. Like, I'm sure you don't. Like,
Use that money by her red bottoms.
yeah, like get your girlfriend a new bag or something.
Objection.
Don't send it to the
Overruled.
show. Send it to me. No,
Right, send it to my cash app.
send it to me.
Marquavius is a stud.
Send it to the cat shelter.
Marquavius is a legend.
Yeah.
So just to finish my point,
Yeah.
you can't allow yourself as a man to have excuses. You cannot allow yourself to have excuses for why you can't go and find a date, because then you're just not going to go out and find a date. The odds are that these men are probably lacking in something. They're probably not interesting. They're probably lack conversation skills. I like to believe that there's a small majority of men that have really committed themselves to improving upon themselves as best as they possibly can in their financial life, in their social life, in their physical fitness, and still aren't getting even a single date with women. And if that's true, you have to look at yourself realistically. You have to rate yourself out of 10 and say, look, I'm 5'8", therefore I'm a 7.
Sam, I raised you this question. Do you think that's really only a male thing, or do you think that's a society thing, that people are just lazier these days in a sense? And like, is that only men that aren't pushing themselves to be the best of themselves? Because I think that message could apply to every single person.
That's a really, really good point, Deborah, because
Thank you.
women, and to Brian's point, that women have overinflated egos because of social media and because of the apps. They're not putting in any effort, right? They're not creating a personality for themselves.
I know girls who just swipe through Hinge and they're like, okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm like, but what's the point of wasting? This is a little bit larger thing, but I don't understand the point of like wasting time. I've personally never gone on a date with somebody from an app. I have a hard time
connecting.
Like if meeting somebody on an app, I could never imagine myself meeting them in real life. It's very important for me to meet people in person, sense their energy. But I know friends who just like do it for funds. And I feel like, do you agree or disagree that at a certain point, if you're just dating to date in a way, like you're not being selective, is that more harmful or helpful to your long-term goal?
Certainly harmful, especially for women. A lot of women waste their 20s just hooking up with all the chads. Yeah. And then their 30s come around and they're like, yo, I want to settle down with a good guy. But it's like, yo, the good guys that you would want to settle down with, they're not interested in a woman who wasted her 20s just hooking up with all the guys. They want oftentimes a younger woman with less baggage. To your point a second ago too, I think one of the reasons why a lot of people are frustrated with the dating world is because a lot of people aren't bringing much to the table, guys and women included, right? There's a lot of women out there, all they're bringing to the table is their body and their time, right? They wouldn't necessarily make a great wife or a great girlfriend. And to your guys' points before about men, like there's a lot of men out there who, you know, like Sam was saying, they're making excuses for themselves and they're not like working hard on themselves to build their value as men, right? And to all of the guys out there, like there's a lot of black-pilled dudes out there. Every man has it within his capacity to work on his career. And yes, there's a lot of feminists out there that like, you know, they're rejecting like, I don't want a male provider, but every man has it within his capacity to work on his career, to get in the gym and to, like Sam does, practice a martial art. And when guys do these things, it builds your energy and your confidence so much. When you build your value as a man, every guy has it within his capacity to do those things. And it changes the way women look at you. Yeah. Guys should be doing that.
Yes. Amen, man.
Can I ask a question though?
Real quick, can I respond to Deborah's point? I think that, you know, like you were saying, women, they need to improve upon themselves too. And maybe they're lacking social skills too, or whatever they need to succeed in the dating world. And that is because they're getting validation from the apps. Yes. If you're on the apps and you're a woman, I've been on the apps. I'm not afraid to admit it. A lot of women just don't respond, or you know, it's like, why did you like my profile if you don't want to go out on a date with me? Yeah, like I'm selective about the women that I swipe on. I don't just look at them for their body or whatever. I actually am looking at, you know, could we be a potential match? And when I swipe on them, I'd like to take them out to coffee and see, like, meet them for an hour and see if we're actually going to click. Because like I said previously, my energy is different online than it is in person when you're looking into my eyes. And as a man, you need to go and do that. And so, but as a woman, you make a good point. Women are getting too much validation from the apps. They go and they swipe and they're like, yeah, I'm wanted and loved. And then they do nothing. Right? They don't improve upon themselves.
You say that women need to self-improve. You're not wrong. However, the difference is that Women need not self-improve to get laid, to get a partner, to get a boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's why it's just so fucking easy for women.
My response to that would be that there is no fulfillment in hookup culture. There is no fulfillment in just fucking someone. Trust me, I've done it. It's not fulfilling. It's not something that I want. Once you do it, you might think you're hot. You might feel better. You might have a little bit more confidence for the next person. But it is completely a waste of your time and your money. And especially if you're a young woman, you don't have time. You need to find the guy now. Like if you're in your 20s, you need to find, if you are serious about wanting to get married, you need to start getting really serious about the person that you're dating and the time that you're spending.
And I want to add a caveat on that because I've spoken with a lot